show coming from the RAC store. With this back in the Mac in the back flow. Let's go, chillin' with raccoons by the back door. Take calls so you can stake more. All I wanna do is making dough, right? But I found this crew and doing alright. We RAC will bitch, ready to fight. So many raccoons ready for the boss life. I might fly high like a kite, right? But always ready for a shite for the right price. Raccoon supply has the right price. Giving you respect if it's likewise. So I'm buying all the mean guys with the clean heart. Read between lies, laser beam through lean eyes. Warrior with clean lies, trash mouth, mean smile, be wise. NFT wise, fuck with these guys. It's the RAC rap from the back lab. 110 of these in my backpack. Crazy RAC rap from the stash app. RAC will take a lead in this haystack. It's the RAC rap from the back.
Good morning, RAC FM. It's fucking 0800 EST, and what does the O stand for? Oh my god, tonight Soy is off the leash. He's not Mr. Corporate, and we've got Jessica, who I'm reckon is going to be fucking gassed tonight. I cannot wait for this. It's proper fanboy night again. These are normally the best nights, guys. So anyway, it's Friday. Oh, your woman's come, Bbandz. She's interrupted the date. It's Friday the 7th of April, 2023. And this is your daily Cosmos Crypto US Survey fucking breakfast show with your host, Robo, the Mayor of Rockville, and your favourite pundits on a weekly basis. We have Mr. Arnie himself, Mr. Bruceman, put the token in the Dow, and your woman, when she comes up, when she's grabbed the co-host, we have your woman, Bbandz from the block. Oh, there she's there, my princess. Hello, Bbandz. You came in at the right time there, didn't you, darling?
Yes, I did. How's everybody? Hi, Jessica. Hi, Bruce. Good morning. Good morning.
We're doing all right. We're about to bring everybody in. Because, guys, not only have we got the pundits, but we've got an eclectic couple of panelists joining us tonight. This should be a fucking scream, in my opinion. We've got the very famous, and I'm not going to say any organisation he's related to, the very famous Soy 2 studio of the Soy Boy era, when we used to have all the banter when he shit on raccoons. And then we've grown to love him like another brother from a different mother. And yeah, man, Jessica, I've been following her for fucking ages now, and she's proper class crack. Doesn't try to blow her account up, just spits facts, and actually is like just dropping little bits of shit like for osmosis, little devs here and there, little tools to make people's life easy. So without further ado, let's welcome my good friend. Hello, Soy. Welcome to the Friday show, brother.
How are we doing, guys? Thanks for inviting me. How's everyone doing today?
Oh, dude, you're off the leash, dude. Like I said, there's a disclaimer tonight. Anything Soy says, it stays. What happens on the Friday show stays on the Friday show, Soy.
Yeah, okay. It's nice and recorded, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. It stays on the Friday show. So if you listen to it,
nothing like being recorded whilst off the leash.
Well,
exactly. It's gonna go right into Reese's AI recording button.
No. Reese can delete anything we want. Trust me, I've had Reese delete and scratch the server, so don't worry about that. So we can take care of anything. And
we've got Elon's down with just erasing, right?
I just wanna, yeah, of course he loves that shit. I just want to tell people before Robo goes on to show that if you go up in the nest, you can see some of the soy boy crick Robo was referring to.
Oh, nice! He's dragging up the ghosts of the past and put them in the nest, are we? Great.
You know how we roll.
Yeah, I do.
Now then, without further ado, and it's a very early morning for her. I'm so blessed and privileged. This is a little fanboy moment. Hello, Jessica. Welcome to the show, darling.
Good morning. Good morning. Great to be here.
How did our beginning go? I mean, we're a bit fucking doolally, a little bit, aren't we? I know that, but we're not too bad.
Hey, you've told Soy he can be off the leash, so I'm going to take that as an invite for me to be off the leash as well.
Oh, well, that's what I was kind of banking on. That's where we get the numbers from, you know? That's when we hit the digits.
The best bits that make the perfect sound clips should always be deleted, but I'm just going to go for it.
Well, I'm really proud of Soy. I'm really proud of Soy recently because he had this like corporate like aura for so long, and then man, he's just like shed it like a butterfly coming out of that cocoon, and I'm so proud of him. You know, Jessica.
Oh, that is the way to be, man.
You had to, man. It's because he started working for a rock pool. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was corporate for about a week. You know, that's all.
True. Well, we'll kind of like get into that. So you know something? I mean, I feel like everybody in this bloody audience must know you inside out. I feel like nobody needs a little welcome. But Jessica, people are going to be curious. The people that don't know you, they're going to see your name and they're going to see Jessica.Cosmos, right? I mean, first of all, do you regret ever getting that name? Now we've seen like the direction Cosmos is taken. Do you regret that or not?
Maybe a little bit, but I was one of those stupid people who signed up for Twitter Blue. And now, if I change it, it's going to take like 10, 15 days. So pretty much stuck with this at this point. It might go back eventually to my old one where I was just using just the analyst. So for people who don't know me, I work at Flipside Crypto. We do data analytics. We're a data provider across Cosmos, Ethereum, Solana, a couple other chains. And all the shit we make is free to use, which is the way it should be.
Which one's your favorite? Just so we can establish a bit of a baseline, Jessica. What's your favorite chain out of like all the chains you interact with? What's your favorite? Don't say Juno. Say Juno.
No, I'm not going to say Juno. Like, I have what I would call, like, outside of Cosmos, a big love-hate relationship with Solana. So, like, I'll use it, and then I'll be like, oh, this shit's so centralized. The shit breaks every other week. And I'll forget about it for a month, and then I'll just go back to doing some absolute degenerate activities. But the reason I like it is that people over there will click on literally anything. You build a crazy-ass application that could be like for the stupidest purpose. I'm so big into NFT lending right now. And Solana people are like, yeah, that's worthy of liquidity. So guess I just got to say I'm over there because I love the community.
Oh,
wait, hold on.
I like Bbandz.
May I just ask a quick question? Hold on. So you said NFT lending. So
yep.
The collateralized NFT, like you take your NFT, you borrow against it, and is that what you're talking about? Or
yeah.
Okay. So are you currently doing that? Because I was reading up about it, and like tell me what you think, and if you're like, is the ratio to like NFT and how much they give you like so high that you don't have to worry about being liquidated? Like, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course I can. So I primarily use a protocol called Sharkify. There's several on Solana. Fract is another big one. I typically don't take loans against my NFTs. I like to serve as the lender. But what happens is that you can offer up tokens, and the lender sets the amount of token that they can offer on a collection. So say that you want to loan out, or you want to like loan your soul out for a Solana monkey business, like my PFP. I personally will not lend more than 80% of the floor of that collection. So, there is a chance that you get like, there's a liquidation or someone defaults and you're stuck with an NFT, and that fucking sucks, especially when things are volatile. Like, God, did I get fucked pretty hard on Utes when Frank DeGods was like, this shit's moving to Polygon. I had so many open loans. Like during that announcement, I was like, dear fucking Lord. But basically, like if you are taking out a loan, you get to pick which offer you want. So there's going to be a pool of multiple loans that people have offered, and you'll have some interest you have to pay back on top of it. But if you want a lower loan, versus like the highest one, you can take that. Like if you only want 100 SOL, you don't feel comfortable taking out 120 and that offer's on the table, you can take the lower one.
So
super cool.
So I see we got into the Desian shit like pretty quickly. I mean, that didn't take fucking long, like, did it? I mean,
we're ladies, okay?
That is
like to degen.
Always what I'm doing. And once this shit comes on stars, I'm going to be like loaning out stars to so many people with bad kids. Like, I am counting down the days until Shane gets that.
A woman's a real gangster, isn't she? She's a proper gangster.
I should bother him in the DMs. I should be like, Shane, Lyndon win. Just have a bot that sends it to him every fucking day.
I can't wait to find out what you think about interchain accounts and interchain security in a minute. But before we go there, Bbandz, before we get like on the proper crack and Brucey, has there been any like news, big things this week we should pay attention to, or fucking not? Nah, shall we just have the shit talk and like?
Yeah, I think we should just shit talk and stuff like that. I have news, but I want to share it on my show.
Yeah, that's fine.
I love that. Hoard the news.
I saw Soy yesterday. Like, Soy's getting a bit fucking cheeky in the comments and that, isn't he? In the retweets and that. But, Cosmic Validator, that microphone. And Soy's like, where the fuck have you just got that from? Fucking NASA or some shit like that. Soy, he's getting a bit brave with Soy, isn't he, Brucey?
Oh, absolutely. I love to see it, man. I really love to see it. He even inspired Don to get even more trolly with his post. Did you see the one that Don did where he took the fucking lady and just made her minuscule compared to that huge shitty microphone? Good job, Soy, man.
It really kind of caught fire, that one, didn't it? The one that's like beneath Don's post is the best, I think, where he actually swaps the microphone and the lady around. So basically, like, the lady is the microphone and the microphone's like the size of the person. Thought that was excellent. But yeah, mate, the thing is, like, I guess I kind of felt a bit bad about it in the end because, like, some people were saying, no, everyone like really hates these guys and they're really trying. But sometimes, when you've got like a ginormous microphone, it just needs to be called out.
And to be fair, I mean, Jessica, you know what we're talking about there, Prop 84, right? The funding of
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I voted no with veto on that shit. That's so terrible.
I once described your woman. I mean, I'm not kidding you. When I watched, I was fucking haunted for fucking days. Like, she has got a face like haunted Tupperware. That's how I once described it to Amanda. Like I kind of cope with that. Like, that's scary. It's like some mad, crazy, like, surreal like thing when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like sweating. You're like, no, make it stop, please. This is not content.
Yeah, that's what
I think you're talking about the microphone, right?
I thought you were talking about Michael Rappaport for a second because, like, he's a scary dude.
The other, we're not there the night we were joking about that with Prop 84, and I went, me and Amanda were like having the crack, and I was like, your woman's got a face like haunted Tupperware, and that just brought the fucking house down. Like, but that's a freaky videos thing. That's not 2023. I don't even know like what era I feel like I'm living in watching that. Like, it's like they're in like
seriously drinking the Haterade this morning.
No, it's like it's the 1980s, but they're trying to pretend that they're doing this in the future. Do you know, like when they used to make the Jetsons or something like that, and it was like all about the future. It was all the bullshit. That's what it reminds me of.
I know it makes Joe looks like a pro. Those Cosmic Validator videos makes Joe look really good.
The only thing about Joe is the size of his head. Remember that, Bruce? Oh my!
Oh yeah. But he's a good lad. Joe's a good lad.
Anyway, let's find out. Jessica, have you been going to any of the conferences lately, or what? I say there's a conference every other weekend now, isn't there?
Oh, God, there is a conference every other weekend. I haven't been to one since I think Solana Breakpoint was my last. So last year I did Crypto Bahamas, I did a Solana Hacker House, I did Cosmoverse, and then I did Breakpoint. But I think that my next conference is going to be Nebular, so people aren't going to see me in person until Paris.
Oh, you went to Medellin, did you?
Yes, I did.
And what's your overall opinion? Was it productive or just a Jolly Boys outing?
It was more just a Jolly Boys outing, and I felt really fucking bad for a lot of the speakers who put a lot of time into their presentations because they were largely, besides the Atom 2.0 stuff, talking to a near empty room. There were like maybe 10 people in this or 20 people in this room that was set up to hold like 300 or 400, and it was just rows of empty chairs. And there was a small little like not even a demo room. It was just like people had booths and you could go talk to different protocols, whatever. And that room was just like nuts to butts. Everybody trying to drink these fucking mocktails and hang out. It's kind of weird, but at least the parties were really good and off the hook.
Was it a bit cringy at times, Jessica? Was it a bit cringy?
Yeah, it was a bit cringy. And I think that why it was kind of cringy is that you had a whole bunch of people trying to just pitch their products to each other. So it was almost all builders. People from the community largely weren't there. And it was, say, like Juno's trying to sell their selves to people who work on Kujira and vice versa. It's like, this is so fucking stupid.
Did you go to the Loop rooftop party, did you?
I think I did. I went to like almost every party that would let me in.
Were you there when Jacob got his tattoo, were you?
Yeah.
No way.
That night was fun. And I was so fucking blasted that night. That was my 4th week of travel in a row for like a different meetup or just something I had to do in person. And I remember there and I'm like, I'm so tired. I've had 1 beer. Like I'm going to fucking die tonight. But it was a good time. Those were well planned.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Can you imagine that Bbandz being there for the...
Are you going to NYC NFT or no? No. I want to, but I'm also just like a little bit burnt out from cringy conferences that I just don't have it in me right now. Plus I got some shit like in flight that I'm working on and building on. So I'd rather take that time to just build some cool shit right now.
Jessica, I see that you're. Do you stay are you based up in in the northeast? I think, but do you travel down to where was it, St. Louis? I think I've seen you traveling down to a couple of times or something.
Well, no, I don't live in the northeast. So I live in. I don't even know how to explain this. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere in the U.S., a town called Evansville, Indiana. So St. Louis is actually like one of the closer cities to me. I just fly around a lot.
Okay, I get you. Because I saw you like on the way to St. Louis at the times, right?
Yeah. It's like I think that I'll actually be there next weekend. Something about some shitty football going on and got some tickets.
That's the idea in America. They all live in the fucking middle of nowhere with lots of guns. Do you have any guns, do you, Jessica?
Oh, of course.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. What?
Big ones as well, darling, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I got 2 ARs. I've got this really cool 44 mag. I don't know why I walk to where it is. Can't show
then a
on
hero comes along. Dude, carry me.
Yeah,
yo, I
guys,
I'm gonna be Whitney Houston. I'm gonna hop into your thing. You can be carrying me off the stage, and then I'll be like, I feel safe.
We should totally have a middle of nowhere U.S. conference, and then we could all go to the shooting range together. It'd be so fun, guys.
Well, I'm sure
that sounds fun.
Bruce, I'm sure you've got some serious questions for Jessica, right?
Absolutely not, bro.
Yes.
I don't. I've been hosting for the last four days or something. I came here to just help out, man. Be a bit in the background, do some Bbandz work.
That's how we do, babe. That's how we do.
That is how you do. I love it. Well, do I have a chance to actually plug what I'm working on, or is this a completely no workspace?
No, it's all about you.
No. You got your plug in early. Get your plug in early, darling, of course, before the real carnage starts, because it just goes downhill
right.
from here.
Well, yeah, I'm going to get my one
downhill. So
good. So I'm going to get my one plug in now, and I mentioned it earlier. If you guys ever need free Cosmos ecosystem blockchain data or Ethereum, Solana, I can't quite plug Algorand anymore. We hid that. But Flow, Near, whatever, check out Flipside Crypto. We've got databases free and open to the public. So really cool to play around with. If you like it, give us a positive shout out. We get funding from protocols and not from people. So we need all the positive momentum we can get so we can keep this data accessible. And that's my plug. No more work bullshit.
No more work bullshit. Right, so So, do you want to follow that with your plug as to why we should pay attention to your governance proposal? No, I'm only joking. I think there was a pushback, though. I saw there was a bit of pushback on that. I mean, we're not here to talk about that, but it was interesting. Like Lavender 5, I think, were the ones that were like leading that. I think Polka Tune, a couple of the regular voices, like kind of like just like jumped into line, but like Lavender, obviously they've got their Ertemann or whatever his name is, the Dutch guy now running all the governance stuff and that for them, right? That was an interesting take. Soy Lavender 5, wasn't it? Off the record, any opinions?
Yeah. I mean, frankly, like that's why I delegate to Lavender 5. They're good guys, you know. They'll sort of vote what they believe in. They'll take a stance on their assessment, and they're happy to sort of go against the grain if that's what they believe is the right thing to do. And so, like, yeah, I have absolutely no problem with Lavender 5. In fact, like, I mean, I don't think they've even said they won't support it. They've just sort of offered criticisms and this, that, and the other. And who's to say that sort of resistance hasn't resulted in what has ended up being the case where we're sort of like giving back any unclaimed airdrop to the Cosmos Hub community pool. All that kind of stuff. It's all kind of like healthy debate. And I got all the time in the world for Lavender 5, so I've absolutely no problem with them whatsoever. Well,
I mean, Jake made a bold statement the other day, didn't he? When he was on about, I think it was like the outposts or what they're doing with. He mentioned one of the devs, didn't he? That's doing something with. I'm gonna have to go and look at this. But he's like, at least interchain accounts are going to get some fucking use or something like that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, is that a little stab at what's going on? Like, what we're seeing at the minute? I wasn't too sure about the language used there. Did you catch that one?
I didn't. Jake Hartley, you mean?
Yeah. When it was on about Juno. Like, is there a bit of a race with like to make like something out of interchain security / interchain accounts? I mean, is there a race to like actually do something with it? Because like there's people fucking saying it's a white elephant, blah blah blah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like interchain queries, interchain accounts, like obviously kind of dovetail with each other, and effective use of the both of them is basically sort of like the future of interoperability in Cosmos. And there's like a couple of different implementations that I'm aware of interchain queries. One is the one that we built, which is kind of smart contract based, and the other one is like Strangelove Labs implementation of that. And I guess the sort of the TLDR of ours is like, because it's kind of smart contract based, the sort of like the destination chain doesn't necessarily have to have like interchain queries implemented on their chain. And so we're kind of like, our implementation is kind of, Jessica's probably better than me at explaining this, to be honest with you. But it's like, I would kind of say that you're not limited by the other chain with ours. If you're building on Neutron and using Neutron's implementation of interchain queries, you're not limited by the other chain. And so basically, like, effective use of this kind of stuff is without a doubt like the sort of the future of interoperability in the Cosmos, in my opinion. And so I'm not quite sure where Juno are up to with that, but ultimately, there's no reason why they can't have their own sort of implementation. And so yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly where Jake is coming from with that, but from my perspective, it's really important in sort of building out like an interoperable DeFi ecosystem with Neutron.
I think it was something to do with Polytone. I will go and find it. It might have been deleted or it might not. But this is actually this is why I really want to kind of get this out gone early, because it's like a pretty boring subject for many people. Jessica, interchain security, interchain accounts, nothing burger, or should we all be paying attention? Do we not even know how it's going to be utilized yet? Where are we in your opinion?
I mean, my opinion is nothing burger until we've got good utilization, right? So you can talk, and this is my opinion about a lot of things. You can talk all you want, but until you have product market fit and someone's launched it into action, it's just noise. So I'm really excited about someone showing me that I'm actually wrong on this take. Like, hopefully it gets well used. Hopefully my take is like spicy dumbass, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And like just to again bore everybody and sort of bring it back to Neutron, I guess what we're doing is we're providing like the platform for devs to come in and make use of that technology. Devs are going to be able to sort of come in, build on Neutron, and build these sort of DeFi protocols that potentially make use of these kind of things, and so that you don't have to be swapping around from chain to chain just to sort of do a bit of lending here and then borrowing there and providing liquidity over there. In theory, all this should be done with sort of one click by apps that are built on Neutron. But as Jessica says, it's sort of proofs in the pudding, and we'll see what actually gets built with these kind of things. Until then, for most people, nobody's going to be getting excited about this kind of stuff until you can actually get your hands on it with a protocol that makes effective use of this technology.
So, dude, like, are you guys got a fund or a grant or whatever though to like pay people? Because isn't this the whole crack with Juno is unless you pay people, they're not going to come and build? Isn't this the entire like crack that's going on at the minute? So have you guys got a fund, or are you just expecting like you're not going to pay people to come and build? They're just going to come and build. What's happening on that front?
Yeah, well, like we released our tokenomics the other day, and there's like a fairly big chunk in there disclosed. I think it's like about 11-12% of the total supply that's actually been sold to seed investors. So like we have like huge like runway basically for the next couple of years. We raised like quite a lot of money. I'm not sure I can even disclose sort of how much, what valuation or anything like that. But we're well funded. And then on top of that, like we'll have like hopefully fairly deep liquidity through relationships with the hub, and yeah, at launch we'll have like a grants program as well. So like part of our governance system is that we'll have like a grant sub-DAO from day one, and people, even RAC FM, will be able to sort of come up and ask for funding if you feel like you contribute to the ecosystem. And so yeah, like I think that is, with all due respect to Juno, it's definitely something like a feather in our cap, and a reason why people might expect things to get built on Neutron much quicker than on Juno.
Oh, I bet you've got your fucking nice little bag on the fucking side as well. I'm only joking.
I might have, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, in terms of like team tokens, I only found out this week at the same time as everybody else that like all our team tokens are going to be locked for a year. So like there's no one dumping, and then like after a year they're vested as well. So like we have a 1 year cliff, and then I think it's like a 2 year vesting period after that, linear vesting period. But mate, I was like, I don't know, like 5th or 6th person through the door at Neutron back in September. So yeah, apparently like I'm going to be like on the foundation and potentially like get some sort of token allocation, but I don't know what that is. And it wasn't something that was sort of on the table when I signed up. It's just apparently like there's a chance that I might well get some team tokens, but I don't know the extent to what that will be.
Well, you've been getting up at fucking 2 and 3 and 4 a.m. in the morning to do fucking spaces with fucking plebs, so like, you've earned it.
Exactly. Putting the time in.
Wait a minute, I put in the space. I know like my phrasing of the language might not have been totally correct, but the tweet I told you about with Jake, that I thought was a bit of a stab, like one of those, like, semantics, like you can see what I'm talking about, like actually usable. I mean, that's quite like using the adverb, actually like usable. It's quite a statement, quite a little,
Yeah, yeah, and at the end of the day, I don't really sort of see that as a stab at Neutron. I mean, like, if let's look at someone like Quicksilver. Quicksilver was going on about interchain accounts like back in the day, right? And I think it's just fair comment that interchain accounts is sort of this technology that's there, that everyone's talked about, that just is being underused. And so, like, yeah, I don't have any problem with that comment.
Well, I'm dying for this. Before we jump on, like, I've got something for Jessica Bbandz. Bruce, do you want to come in with either of them before, like, I flip this on Jessica, or what? Come on, this is your time. Come on.
Yeah. I go first on Bbandz. So I would just like to hear how the whole PubMod thing is going, if it already died.
Yeah, again, bit of a nothing burger. He's just got his opinion that all MEV should go to Cosmos stakers for some reason. My opinion on that would be that basically that would make Cosmos stakers or Atom stakers somewhat parasitic, that you're ultimately just sort of extracting MEV from users of other protocols without any sort of entitlement to that, other than the fact that you verify blocks. So that's my position on it, and hasn't changed.
So you haven't come to any agreement with Popmas?
It's difficult to come to an agreement with an anonymous dog who doesn't talk, Like, what are you going to do?
And how much has Jacob chosen to involve himself in this?
Again, I think you misread like what Jacob was saying in that whole debate. I'm not sure. To be honest with you, Jacob has his way of communicating. I'm not sure, I really ever completely understand Jacob's position because of that, the way that he communicates. So I don't know.
Just to clarify myself, I really appreciate Notional and Jacob's work in the space. I was just asking how much he has involved himself in this conversation with you and Popmas regarding what we should expect in the future. That was just why I was asking.
Jacob's pretty clear that he supports Neutron's proposal, and so I would assume that he's well aware of our plans for MEV distribution and all that kind of stuff. And the vote will come up pretty soon, and it'll all come out in the wash and find out what people's actual positions were. The thing with Jacob is he's actually fairly close to some of the devs on our team, particularly our GM, and there's some degree of collaboration between Notional and Neutron that I'm not fully aware of the extent of. And so, when it's kind of we have this a lot in Cosmos, right? People have these various conflicts, they have their opinions on things, and they remember that, oh shit, we actually work with those guys, and we'll see how all that plays out with the governance vote.
Did you say work or live with those guys?
I definitely don't live with Jacob, for the record.
Okay, thank you, man. Just having the crack.
Imagine the smell of living with Jacob. Oh my God, I bet those armpits are fucking hanging on a morning.
I don't think so. I think he's a clean guy.
I'm taking the piss, man. I'm taking the piss. Bbandz, before we... I'm not even going to ask Jessica what she thinks about Neuron, because she might smoke them, but I do have a question for her about something else.
I just want to say thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for that answer.
Bbandz, you sweeping up yet? Sweeping the room, Bbandz, no?
Sweeping the room? What do you mean, cleaning right now?
No, I like that. You got anything you want to ask about what we've talked about so far?
No, sir.
I really want to find out what Jessica thinks about friendship bracelets.
Oh my God. I had no fucking clue what was coming. Well, can I say that I'm salty because I didn't get a friendship bracelet, first of all, so I guess I'm not worthy of friendship. But you know what? Why not? I think it's kind of funny at this point in time where everybody's kind of got their beef going on. We're seeing political parties form in Cosmos. I'm really curious to actually see the distribution of friendship bracelets, who got it, who didn't. And once I get a chance, I am 100% going to dig into this and see if it really just went to certain people they actually like.
You don't need friendship bracelets. You got AK-47, girl. I'm saying.
Friendship gun.
I'm expecting photos of Jack Zamplin with 25 of them on his throat, when you see those the hill tribes with their neck stretched with the rings on them. You'll see Jack on the next photo and he'll have 40 of them on his throat, stretching his fucking head up into the clouds.
When I was in fucking school, those dumb little plastic Livestrong bracelets were popular. So I'm just imagining someone with 20 friendship bracelets on, just rocking it yeah, I'm a super friend, looking like the fucking retards we did back in 5th grade.
Well, Jessica, for the last 10 days to 14 days, every time I put on fucking Twitter, I'm faced with this team. I mean, how many times am I going to have to fucking look at this Noble team? I kind of cope with it anymore.
I have no idea. I'm very like aggressive on Twitter, so when I see something, I'm like, I'm so sick of hearing this. It just goes right into my muted words, or like I'll mute the accounts. I think I actually muted friendship bracelets a few like weeks ago, or whenever I first heard of it. It's like, God damn, that's dumb.
So do you want to jump in as well here, Jessica? Are you a fan, no?
I missed that. Sorry, I was kind of distracted.
Are you a fan of friendship bracelets?
No, like definitely not. I actually I have a story about friendship bracelets from Thailand. I got wrecked on mushrooms one time, and I thought I broke my arm. And I'd been collecting all these friendship bracelets throughout like my travels through Asia and Thailand. I had like 25 of them on there, and I couldn't, because I was on mushrooms. Like my arm was bending all over the show, and I couldn't really work out if it was broken or not. And so I just like cut off all my friendship bracelets. So yeah, that's I have like some scars when it comes to friendship bracelets, to be honest with you. But the thing about
when you woke up, was your arm broken, or was it the trip? It was the trip, right?
It was a trip, man. It was the most disturbing experience of my life, man. Like I was, my girlfriend had been pressuring me to do these mushroom shakes, and like I hate mushrooms, like any mushrooms, and I'd never done mushrooms before in my life. But eventually, like she sort of persuaded me, and I got these shakes, and we were doing these shakes, and it was all like going so well. We were sort of like lying like in bed, and she was like lying on me, and like we listened to a bit of Pink Floyd, and like you could see all the stuff, and it was like all like that 70s album artwork started to make sense to me, and all this kind of stuff. It was like amazing experience. Like I was smoking a joint at the time, and I felt like this joint was like, I don't know, it tasted amazing, and it never went out, and every time I flicked the ash, like it went perfectly where I wanted it to go. And then like obviously you wait later, and there's just shit everywhere. And it's like completely not the case at all. But yeah, like so it's like amazing experience, and like listen to these tunes, and it's like you can feel the music in your blood and all this kind of stuff, and it was a beautiful experience. But like after a while I got tired, and like my arm got tired from my girlfriend lying on me, and as I went to move, like my arm kind of gave way underneath me, and I thought I'd broken it. It sent me into like the deepest, darkest trip, like for about the next 3-4 hours or so. And it was like, it went from being like one of the best to like the worst experience of my life. I was just sort of convinced that my arm was broken. And I remember like one point I went to look at it in the bathroom, and I was like leaning in front of the bathroom, and I was trying to convince myself like, look, if your arm was broken, you wouldn't be able to lean on the sink, right? I was trying to like sort of like, what's the film with Leo DiCaprio? Just trying to sort of snap myself out.
Fear and Loathing.
No, like with a spinning Jenny, and it's like his thing that sort of snaps him out of it or whatever. Inception, right? It was
Inception,
like my sort of Inception moment. I was trying to snap myself out of this trip through logic. And as I'm looking at myself in the mirror, like all this poison ivy started like growing up the side of my right arm, and I was like, oh no, it's definitely broken. And it's just, man, it's a horrible.
I actually feel sorry for you. That was a bad trip, like real bad. Like a demon was like swallowing you up or something. I'm sorry that happened to you, sir.
It was bad. It was bad. Like, I mean, it like I said, it went from being like the best experience of my life to like by far the worst experience of my life. I was absolutely, it's just a terrible experience. Like I didn't want to go to hospital in Thailand and like trying to explain how I'd broken my arm whilst on mushrooms. It was just a really bad time, But then like in the next few days though, like I felt like 10 men. Like, I don't know, like all like the impurities have been sort of like washed out of my body. It's like I felt really like on top of the world for like a week after or something like that. And so actually, like, I kind of wouldn't mind doing it again in moderation, but man, like, be careful next time,
The thing is, dude, when you're like someone like me who was like starting to take, like I said, like 11 years old, right? Had like your kind of experience by the time I was like 14, kind of changed my life forever. But like what you're talking about, that resilience when you come out of it and you felt like 10 men. Imagine that when you're 14 and you're like, fuck, did I just survive? Like, I thought my parents would put me in a body bag, dude. They were just trying to put me in bed and put the quilt over me. But I thought I was like literally getting zipped up in a body bag, dude. And like, once that zip was up, it was game over, man. I was fighting out. I told the story on Gaines's interview that night, the full, like, proper story about like how I tried to strangle my mother. I'm like 14 years old, man. Thought they were like trying to burn the house down. All she'd done is like burnt the pizza that was in the oven because she was like heating the pizza up and like she'd forgot about it dealing with me. So like there was a bit of smoke in the house from the oven. I thought they were trying to burn me alive in the house, trying to strangle me mother. She put the knife up at me balls. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like a really like horrendous bad trip. 14 years, man. I went through that.
And like actually remember at the time, like there's a bit of a backstory to this, right? Like my girlfriend and I were sort of like semi-broken up at the time. But like she'd always been sort of pressuring me into doing these mushrooms, right? And I was at this like reggae bar in Koh Samui in Thailand, and I'd come to like know the guy pretty well. And I was in there one day, and like they're kind of seasonal in Thailand, mushrooms, right? Like you can only get them at certain times of the year. And I've been asking him on behalf of my girlfriend for a few weeks and stuff like this, and like, no, we don't have them. And this one day, like as we were kind of going through this breakup, I was in this reggae bar, and he says, "Oh, by the way, like we've got these shakes, right?" So I was like, okay. So I was like, right, like I don't know, peace gesture or whatever. I'll get a couple of these shakes and I'll take them to my girlfriend. So he says, look, be careful with these, right? Because they're strong. I was like, right, okay. He said, like, literally, like, the last guy, like, or one of the last guys who bought these shakes ended up going for, like, a 12-kilometer swim out at sea. And I had to get sort of, like, air rescued and all this kind of stuff. Like, he, like, really lost his mind. I was like, right, okay. So anyway, like, he's making these shakes. And he makes these 2 shakes, and there's like a tiny little bit like left, right? And he says, "Do you want to like try a bit?" So I was like, "Yeah, okay." And he puts it in like a shot glass. So I try this shot glass, and it's like mixed with like all kinds of like fruit, alcohol, and all this kind of stuff, right? So I have this shot, and it's like tastes disgusting. I jump on my little bike, and I drive these 2 shakes over to my girlfriend's place. And by the time I get to my girlfriend's place, like I'm like, just from a shot of this stuff in 20 minutes, like I'm starting to get like the tiger stripes and stuff, right? I'm like looking around and shit is like starting to happen, right? So I'm like, oh no, like this is not good. So anyway, like I take these shakes up to my girlfriend, and she's like made up that I've got them. And like we have like these 2 massive shakes. And she only drinks like half of hers, and she forces me to sort of drink the rest of hers. So I have like 1.5 as a first timer of these like massive, like super powerful Thai mushroom shakes. And yeah, obviously like I completely overdid it. But I remember like after I'd sort of quote unquote broken my arm, I remember saying to her, like I felt like I was losing my mind. Like it was taking like all like the strength, all my mental strength to like keep this shit in check. And I was saying to her stuff like I can see how somebody, like if they weren't like on top of their shit, could like really, really lose it with these kind of things. By which point she was like getting freaked out. Like probably thought I was going to kill her or something. But man, yeah, it was a horrendous ordeal. Sorry,
we've thought about it before. It's about the age at which you experience this. Like, because once you've had that at a young age, it never gets as bad as the baddest like time. Everything's always good from then on. And therefore, when you hit the really powerful stuff, dude, you can like let yourself go because you know like where that other place like lies and is, and it's like it's not where you are in that. Like ever since then, I've had like some of the craziest trips, man, dude. Like you've got no fucking idea of how out of it I've been, man. I took 150 Liberty Caps and went to watch the debut of the first release at the cinema of Fight Club. You know Fight Club, dude. Go and watch that on 150 Liberty Caps, bro. Dry freezed. Oh my goodness. I'm not kidding you. We came out, dude. There's about 5 of us. We came out like end of the night, fighting each other in the car park and that. That's how bad it was. Like, dude, it's insane, man.
Man, I wish I was capable.
That just
of
sounds like
like
boys being boys, though. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I feel like even if you weren't, like, I feel like you guys probably would have still tried to fight each other and do your own little fight club.
100%.
No,
100%. I think you got him. I think you called him on that, Bbandz. I'm so glad the space is recorded, by the way. Like, I'm really glad about that.
That was a good trip, though. That was a good trip. Hey, anyway,
Jessica's been very quiet about this whole conversation.
Jessica take mushrooms.
About the mushrooms.
Are you anti? You know, how do you feel about this subject? And if you want to share an experience, see, here's the thing: when I eat shrooms, I just hug myself.
Yeah.
I love myself. I'm the squishiest thing. I'll watch a movie and tell myself how much I love me, and that's it. Like, I'll just sit there hugging myself, like I'm the softest.
That's so sweet.
I do the thing with that weed does, but it's the same. It's a little bit heightened with mushrooms. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I just haven't done mushrooms forever. Like, it's been so long ago, and I feel like I don't have a great story. The worst thing that happened to me, I think, was like the first time I tried mushrooms, I didn't actually think I was high. Like, it didn't recognize at all that anything was going on. So I was like, oh, these shrooms fucking suck. I'm just going to go drink this pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade and play Minecraft all night. Well, I was drinking condiments and not Mike's Hard. So, like, there was an empty mustard bottle in the morning, and I'm like, okay. No wonder it tasted like shit. Like,
oh, that's fucking hilarious.
I fucking hate mustard too.
The mustard bottle, oh fucking Jesus Christ, Jessica, the mustard bottle. I bet you were stinking for days. I bet you were cleaning your teeth 4 times a day.
Oh my god!
Imagine.
Like, it was so nasty.
I'm sitting here matching the art like Jessica's mustard and Beto. What you reckon?
Did I ever tell you about my Spanish girlfriend or not? Though? I don't know if I told you about my Spanish girlfriend before, guys. Like, literally, the worst garlic breath I've ever known in my life. Like, seriously, like, even now, like with things like that, I'm like, I'll give a little pass. But like, oh my Jesus Christ almighty, this is like, you just like chewed on an entire like gigantic clove or something. Like, fuck, that relationship didn't last long.
You just be like, listen, girl, I think you got a bad tooth. You're pretty, you're beautiful. Let's get that checked out and then go from there.
What's the worst garlic breath I've ever known in my life? Jesus, it nearly melted my face. Anyway, Bbandz, let's get back to serious stuff. Come on.
Well, we were talking about friendship bracelets, right? And I apologize for sort of sending it down the mushroom route. Like the thing about the friendship bracelets, right, is I don't really get. It's like everyone gonna have to like dox themselves for these friendship bracelets. What's going to happen now? They're going to get them to people. Are you going to send anybody a friendship bracelet?
It's like you're going to have an address, right?
Yeah. Like, actually, I had this idea once for like some kind of merch store, and it sort of fell apart at the doxing people for their addresses stage, right? And then like I think they've like got some sort of relation with Swift Protocol, right? Who seem to have claimed to have cracked this issue, but ultimately, like, you know, what price friendship, right? For sort of linking your wallet to your home address. You know, sometimes like, those are the kind of friends you don't need, right?
Jessica, over to you. Are you KYC? Oh, Jessica, over to Jessica. Are you KYCing for a friendship bracelet from Noble?
I mean, no, I'm not going to. I think that my name is already out there, so I'm not so worried about the verification, but like, I'm not going to do it for a fucking friendship bracelet, man. You're not going to get my address for that.
Hey, Jessica, can I ask you a quick question? Where you're working at the moment? Are you happy with your current job, or are you looking elsewhere? Are you looking like to move on in the dev field, or what's your plan?
So I am kind of like loosely looking. I'll be very honest. I'm going to make sure no one else is here from my work. It does not look like it, which is good. I'm like loosely looking. Where I'm working is getting a little too corporate for me, so that's why I'm looking. Really like the smaller, early stage type startups. So things that are founding, kicking off. Flipside's been established for 3 or 4 years now. So once we get into like you have a project manager who also has a project manager and that sort of layers of shit, like I'm out. So, and we're kind of getting there.
You see, Soy, that's what happens, Soy, when you don't go to the dark side. Have you seen that? That's when
that's why I was giving it a thumbs down. You know, you can never be too corporate. But,
dude, my project manager has a project manager. I'm being serious. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, there's definitely, too many layers. You can have too many layers of project managers for sure. I'm just wondering, by the way, like, I think I know Flipside Crypto. I think from like the Osmosis Siberia. Is that you behind that account, or is that another part of the corporation?
Like, I'm not behind the Flipside account myself. That would be a guy named Aaron who's really behind the account. But there's a Slack channel where almost everybody is like writing the tweets, and then he just has final send off.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I knew the name from somewhere. Have you had like an Osmosis grant at some point? Maybe Flipside.
Yeah. So we got a grant last year. I believe it was maybe about 13 months ago at this point from Osmosis that lasted 6 months, and then we got funding through the community pool to continue our program for an additional 9. That 9 months ends here in June. So we're already kind of having a war room about how we're going to get additional funding, what we're going to ask through the community pool, and what we're going to ask through grants. Because one of our biggest criticisms on our past proposal was that, oh, well, why aren't you asking grants for this? And the other was like, what did you do for the community? You did a lot of things for the core team, and that's great. And we did get better at like getting into the community. Like, we're pretty active in the Osmosis Discord. My bud Ian and I hang out there all the time. Like, he's a governance contributor at Flipside. Really posting our results, really engaging with like the people who want to engage, and that's cool. But we've still got this issue of explaining why we have to go to community pool funding. Like, that ultimately will come up. And it's a little unfortunate that we just can't tell people. It's like, well, Amazon cloud services are fucking expensive and we have to host this stuff somehow, which is the real truth. But what I think we're going to do is that we're going to ask the community pool for an entire year of just data maintenance. So keeping this stuff on and keeping this stuff free and accessible for like our end users. Of course, it's not free in the sense that someone's paying for it, but we like to think that it's not out of your own personal wallet. That's a lot better. And then trying to fund special projects one by one through the grants program. And I'd actually love to hear opinions on that because, that's going to go to forums soon. We care a lot what people think about that. And we do want to make sure that we can continue this program. So do want like opinions today are great. You can shoot me your opinion. You can DM it to me if you're listening. Or we're going to be like very vocal when this is on the forums because we don't want to fuck this up. Like, we want to do the best thing we can do.
It's interesting timing for you. There's obviously a lot, I'm sure you're aware, going on with Osmosis and like they're sort of potentially redesigning their tokenomics, and they have this issue of like a massive, like sort of Damocles huge community pool. And obviously the token is absolutely hammered. So yeah, I don't envy that task at all of trying to get community funding on Osmosis in the next few months.
It's a difficult kind of landscape too. When we had the grant, we had actually just asked Osmosis for a straight renewal, like not to go through the community pool. And the reason we went there in the first place too is that that's what Sunny told us to do. It was like, this is a community pool project, not a grants project. Go. And, I think that I'd get fucking slaughtered if I posted Slack messages from work, like on Twitter. But, I do have those messages, like happy to attest to that. But, other people at Flipside seem to think that the way to go is still going to be to ask for Osmosis tokens and then stake it to a little bit of alpha our own validator, which we're going to push into the active set like this next week, I think. We're going to see. I mean, I'm more pro like dollar cost averaging out of that, keeping it into something stable, because ultimately AWS, Snowflake, these big costs that we incur aren't going to accept crypto. They're not going to accept Osmosis, Bitcoin, or anything like ever, probably. So really kind of a shitty task, but it is what it is.
Yeah. The whole community funding thing is difficult. Yeah, man.
Coinlanding.page wants you to check your DMs. He got some info for you.
Sweet, all right.
He's got some info for me. Well, for me or for Jessica?
Is he still in the game? Is he?
For you, sir.
We're doing a show and he's interrupting to shill. Is that what I'm hearing here? Sorry, is that...
No. It's not shill. It's not shill.
There's nothing in my DMs, so it was not for me.
No, it's for sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I got it. Yeah, I'll have a look. But yeah. Back to the sort of the topic in hand. It was the community pool and osmosis and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a difficult thing. I mean, like one bit of pushback I would give on one thing that you said so far is that it's like, it's not coming out of people's pockets. In my opinion, it is. Ultimately, when you sort of ditch those tokens that you receive from the community pool, you're selling those against the liquidity on osmosis, which is basically coming out of the pockets of anybody who holds Osmo.
Right.
So like that's one concept that I feel like people don't grasp enough of, and that people should appreciate when considering community spends.
Right. Let me maybe phrase that more politely then. So we've got a direct competitor called Dune, and they beat us first to market, like in Ethereum, and really were like slaughtering us for the longest time. If you want their premium plan, or you want to download any data, then it's a credit card sign up and you have to pay them. They've got meme tier pricing, at least $69 a month, but then the next tier is $420. So, we're not doing that, is what I should say. We are asking stakers of the protocol with the community pool spend to support us and to at least say like, hey, we're worthy of this spend. Of course, like selling out does hurt. The current flip side plan is to not sell those tokens. It's to stake it to our validator and then use the yield to support our program, which I don't know if that's more positive or not. I am trying to get some wording in there and in our proposal, because I think that this would build trust, is to say like, hey, this is staked. We will stake this with a multi-sig. And if the community thinks that we are doing a shit job, you guys can undelegate it to us via another prop at any time.
Yeah, that's the Gadickian method. I think that's being commonly referred to at the moment. So yeah, it's like ultimately there's all kinds of ways to spin it, right?
Yep.
It's almost like various different degrees of separation from where the fund is actually coming from. To be honest with you, but yeah, it's a very popular way to do it, to go down the validator route. But ultimately, it comes down to tokens being sold against the liquidity. And that's basically reflected in price reductions of anybody who holds Osmo. So like, things need to be funded. People need to pay for things. If something's a public good that needs to be paid for, then yeah, for sure, it's one way of going about it. I just don't like this idea of people pretending that it's not costing anybody anything.
Oh, no.
Regarding the funding individual projects, I think the Juno Growth DAO just made a tweet about wanting feedback, as Jessica wanted, on the funding of individual projects. I think it's the right way to go. Also, Jessica.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, I really want to get Flipside involved with Juno. I've got some internal pushback from some other people at Flipside saying, oh, the Juno community is demanding, is basically what they said. We're going to have to be very, very active over there to keep them happy. And they're pretty spread out in opinion. And yeah, that's true. But, if we're going to be a Cosmos ecosystem data provider and we're going to be the one, we're going to have to add Juno. And that's just a fact. So definitely going to check out and give feedback to the Growth DAO, because that could honestly be a great fit for us. And I think other projects need to as well. So that's like Juno's whole thing, right? You're going to be a smart contract platform. You need projects. No one's really building because they want that money.
Yeah, incubating. Juno
Yeah, incubating.
Jessica, what do you think? Well, talk about incubating. Jessica, what do you think about the current competition that's obviously like bursting onto the scene with like Migaloo, with Archway, with obviously Neutron? You've got these like public permissionless chains now. I mean, like Juno's obviously dropping like updates for fun. Reese is already like about to drop V15 on testnet, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't even keep up with Reese's upgrades right now. I mean,
no.
What do you think? Are Juno ahead of the competition, or are they going to become antiquated in a very short space of time with like Archway, Neutron, etc.?
I think that is going to depend on tokenomics and pathway to funding with things like Archway and Neutron. That's my big beef with Juno, is that the whole ecosystem really, there's a lot of things like if you're coming in, you're new to Juno, it's not clear how you navigate the ecosystem as it is clear how you would navigate within Ethereum or within a layer 2 or Solana or whatever. A big beef of mine with a lot of Cosmos projects actually is like, what's a community pool spend versus a grant, and how does the community react to this? It can be very difficult and it can be very intimidating. So if someone, I think, solves that problem and has a very like clear guide, Juno will become antiquated. But as for now, they still maintain that first mover advantage in the ecosystem. So, you know, if no one does anything more, then I still think Juno will be around.
Interesting. Stoy? Any rebuttal or agreement or what?
I don't think there's anything to rebut. It's an opinion, right?
Yeah, you know what I meant about though. Like with the emergence of these new, I mean, you're public and permissionless smart contract platform. I mean, you must be. Are you biased or what?
I try not to be. You know that. Like, you know, we talked about this before. Like, I'm a community member first. That
right. The question is Juno doing enough to keep up? Yes or no? Right now, with these developments, 13, 14, and into 15 now on testnet shortly.
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea what 12, 13, 14, and 15 are. I don't know what they are. I've no idea. Like, I'm so busy with all kinds of other stuff.
Okay. Well, the fee sharing, I mean, you know, the Archway things, like the prop value prop, although Bruce will contradict me because he knows more than me. The value prop is like built around the fee sharing model. Yeah. Juno's implemented that in 13. 14's already, I think, is that live? 14? I think they've just dropped that, right? Like, it's coming so quick, the development on Juno, and now Reese is there. I mean, are they going to front run everyone? Or like, literally, are they going to become antiquated, like I asked Jessica?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's obviously, like, you know, certain parallels between like Juno and Archway and Neutron and all these kind of like Cosmos smart contract platforms. In fact, actually, like I got invited to be a moderator for a Cosmosm Reddit page, right, which is basically like a collaboration between all these chains. There's going to be, I think, Jake from Juno, me from Neutron, a couple of guys from Archway, and basically any sort of. I've invited one of the Osmosis guys as well. And we're just basically sort of going to collaborate and grow the pie, right? You know, hopefully sort of bring in some Solidity devs over to Cosmosm, and sort of like, you know, come together and try and grow the pie that way. So it's not all about competition and competing and you know, trying to outdo each other and all this kind of stuff. There is some element of collaboration and trying to grow the pie. So will Juno become irrelevant? Probably not. You know, as Juno's USP is basically this ideology of it being community driven, right? More so than the other platforms who are potentially, you know, more VC. Romanticism.
Sorry, I describe Juno as this like romanticism, this like free spirit that burns in all of our like hearts or souls. It's like very hard to quantify, right?
Exactly. And so, you know, you got Bbandz up there listening to Whitney Houston. So there's obviously like a little bit of it, you know, is going to want a bit of Juno, right? Yeah, like everyone's got a bit of romantic in them, and they'd like to see Juno succeed on like on a purist level, right? But then we have like practicalities of the whole thing, and people need money, right? And we'll see how all that kind of plays out. But short answer, no, I don't think they'd be irrelevant at all. I think there'll always be a special place in people's hearts for Juno.
Yeah, that was an interesting one when we had that like unrecorded. I don't even think it was a space. I think it was a Discord chat and the shit talking RAC one. I think Bruce, you were there, weren't you? When was it Shrewd who saying like, well, fuck it, why don't they like just like do a new Juno, like blah blah blah, like drop it like exactly the same, blah blah blah, this and that, but without like. And we were like, dude, you don't realize that time and place in history is gone. Like it ain't gonna work. Like this. The people actually think you could do another Juno again. Nah, bro, you can't. You've got this one or nothing. And I mean, I'm not going to say Migaloo's out to steal a lunch, but like the fucking certainly look like they're going to try. Let's see what they do with the block time. Block times is the next war, in my opinion, like between, especially if you look at like who's coming out with like Archway, blah, blah. Soy, your 6 seconds. I think I asked this the last time, Soy, right? Your 6 seconds block time, right?
No, I think we're more like 3. We're trying to get it down to 2 as well.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, there's like basically we have like a dress rehearsal. I think early next week for like the launch of the Neutron chain, and there's various different sort of tweaks getting put into that. And a bit of alfie for you. I think we're basically trying to get the block time down to 2 seconds. And obviously you got like the likes of Say, who are potentially coming in with all kinds of like crazy numbers on block times, right? And they are not. Validators are not looking at Say favourably. And I did invite Moll up. Moll, I don't know if you want to come in about block time. And we don't normally do this, but Say Network validators are slagging them off in private, dude, on unrecorded spaces. Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces about that. It's all at the end of the day. For what you're gaining in speed, you're also sort of gaining in storage capacity, right? And setup costs and all this kind of stuff. And so yeah, there's you can't get around these things, So like I guess like speed is ultimately dependent on advancements in storage technology, basically.
So you only need half-second block times. Like if you're like talking about like proper like full-on order books, market orders, like full-on like Jeffy. Like
this is the thing in 2023. Like how quickly do I need to stake my tokens? It's
but no, it's about the
not only that.
It's about the trading, right?
Well, yeah, it is about trading, but it's a very specific use case, right? And I know, like, Say says they're like a sector-specific blockchain, right? But like this whole speed thing, it doesn't apply to everything. Like maybe for gaming as well, but like for most things you do on a blockchain, you don't need like 0.5 second block times and all that kind of stuff, do you?
No, but when you mentioned like the video there, don't confuse that rendering layer with like your block time. It's like what can you do within that particular period of time? Like how much computing power can you put into it? There's a big difference with like the rendering stuff to like the DeFi stuff, yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. I think they're gonna have the maybe.
I also think that fast block time is gonna play an important role in the development of Web3 in general.
Well, I'll preface this. Sorry, preface. I should say that's the verb. I'll preface this for Jessica a little bit. Jessica, obviously, we've got the Raccoon Casino, and block time, is an important thing for us because it's all about like the dopamine hit on the slots and stuff, So before we had to go into 2 block times because of the exploit. Now we're back into 1, but it's still like 6 seconds from like hitting the slot to your thing coming in. A 3-second block time, a 2-second block time makes a big difference to us, but Jessica, like from what your expertise, like this high-level DeFi, these order books, being able to execute the market orders, especially if you're going to offer like a market order, blah, blah. Like half-second block times, how imperative is this kind of shit in like the DeFi world compared to like just standard shit we do on the casino?
I mean, my personal take on if it's important in the DeFi world really is going to depend on liquidity and volume, right? So if you've got a lot of volume, and you're trying to get a competitive order in above others, then maybe this quick block time can benefit you. But until that comes, I think it's a little bit irrelevant. So most of the DeFi, even on Solana, doesn't take the less than half second block time into account. Like it's not really like leveraging it. And I guess too, like look at all the DeFi on Ethereum. Ethereum's notoriously pretty slow, so doesn't seem to have much effect over there either.
An interesting one, isn't it, Jessica? These validators, like we've been speaking to, like Null is one of the biggest like opponents.
Nope.
They can't even imagine the amount of hard drives they're gonna have to go through, like with half a second block time, you know.
It's it's gonna be pretty rough. I mean, we've been on the testnet over there too, and God, it's just been hard keeping that thing on, to be honest. So going to be a little bit of a Wild West, I think, for a while. We get into the shit like we do for Solana validators, where that is just expensive. Like the costs are through the roof of running a validator. And you see people like drop in and out all the time because they think it's like, oh, this is an easy way. Like I get a little bit of stake, I'll make money. Yeah, sure. But you're spending most of that money, or even more than that, to keep the thing on. So it's going to be very interesting.
Sorry to butt in. I was going to say, like, it brings me back to what you were talking about at the beginning with Solana and the community and all that kind of stuff, and you were heavily involved there. Like, one question was like, does the sort of the speed of the network, like, has that been what the Solana community has basically been built on the back of? Because that was sort of like the USP, wasn't it, right, back in the day?
It was kind of like the USP back in the day, and I think that there were some things that were built on the speed of the network, or like that were sold to be on the speed of the network. I personally don't think anybody has fully leveraged that. I've never seen any application on Solana or any other protocol that I've gone like anywhere that I've gone like, wow, this could really benefit if you sped it up, or like, hey, this ETH protocol would benefit if you moved it to Solana because it's so much faster. What I think that they really bank on is just how cheap it is to transact against Ethereum and against some of these other networks. So like, all right, you do a transaction on Cosmos, you pay a cent. You do a transaction on Solana, you pay like, I don't know, 1% of a cent. You know, it's very, very cheap. It's still an order of magnitude cheaper, but I don't think it has much impact. They like to compare themselves against Ethereum, and that's, you know, at this point, I just don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be hard to take the big dog down. It is substantially cheaper than there.
Yeah, but I think this almost sort of makes my point. I'm just really kind of curious about the Solana community, to be honest with you, because like no one can doubt that the Solana community has been really strong, and I have like sort of two theories that either it's basically come from a load of people who've done like 100x, and you know married their bags completely, or it's basically come from this sort of like perception of the importance of speed in blockchain, because like I mean Cosmos basically, I don't know exactly what the difference is in terms of like transaction fees, but you know Cosmos is as cheap compared to Ethereum as Solana, right? But like Cosmos never got anywhere near the traction of Solana, so it's kind of fascinating to me that you know you're talking about Solana potentially not even leveraging the sort of the speed that it theoretically has, and yet you know here we are, and Cosmos is where it is, and Solana is where it is. I just find the whole thing fascinating.
Yeah, I think that personally, I know many more people who did the 100x and married their bag. You know, they bought in the first time around at the like $1 to $5 mark, and they rode it all the way up to $250. Than I do who are speed experts today, or like really professing that it's better for speed. Got to be honest, like the first time I bought Solana, it was sitting at around $1.15, and I bought it because I liked the colors on the logo, which was really a brainlet thing to do, but it worked out, and that was kind of like me getting into the community. Bought Cosmos for a much different reason the first time, is because I read the white paper and felt really stupid the first time I read it. So I was like, oh, these guys must be smart. That makes sense. But I really think it is like bag marriage over there. But there are people who are thinking about speed and think that it even needs to be faster. So there's this project called Jump. It's by Jump. It's called Fire Dancer. And basically what it is it's I don't want to misspeak because it's not like a Solana virtual machine, but it's a light client that will speed up the network even further. And people are very, very excited about this. But personally, I've got no idea why. Like, what's it going to be used for besides just touting numbers?
Yeah, but like I say, I just had this sort of feeling as well that, like you say, touting numbers, is it really that important? But the question is, like, does it really matter? Like, as long as like enough people believe it, that it can be like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I just wanted to get your insight on that. Robo's had his hand up for a while. What are you saying, Robo?
Well, actually, I've been hanging out with like Liz the Diz a little bit, and with Casper and a few of the others, the proper like hardcore like Solana NFT junkies. And just because like you're talking about Solana, I've been like hanging around over there for like 2.5, 3 weeks or something, like just like late night. You know what I'm like? I'm in Bangkok time, so like all the Yanks are sleeping while Robo's like surfing the spaces. Man, they're hardcore, like dedicated, like. People might be Solana NFTs might be dead. Are they? Fuck. They've got like proper. Jessica, the wolves. Is it the wolves? Yeah, they're foxes.
Yep,
sorry,
yep.
the foxes. The foxes. No, it's the foxes, right?
The famous fox fed, yeah.
Yeah. Those guys that have been hanging around in the cases, the JavaScript, Coffee and Crypto with Clutch and Casper and a few others, and obviously like Bbandz and Bruce and them. They're all Liz the Diz, right? Look, these guys are proper hardcore. Like the Solana NFT boys, the hardcore boys are hardcore, right?
Oh, yeah. I was like, foxes are hardcore. People and monkeys are hardcore. Like, there's some crazy people in Solana NFTs.
I've been in the DMs where Casper and Clutch and that, like on Discord and that, and having a bit of crack. It's pretty good. But Bbandz, have we got a room reset or what?
I don't have a room reset. I'm sorry. I'm multitasking. I'm sorry.
I can hear Andrew in the background. I can hear. Right, Bruce, quick reset. And then I know exactly where this conversation's going to go. Bruce, what's happening in the nest about free NFTs? I mean, if Jessica missed last week, we'll send out an honorary one from last week. But Bruce, explain about this alpha drop in the nest, please, dude. The free or the second of 10, is it?
Yeah, I will. Okay, so if you go up in the nest, if you go to the 4th tweet in the nest, it's a link to alpha.omniflix. And these are limited soul-bound NFT drops RAC FM are producing in cooperation with our artist Ambido and Omniflix. And it's an interactive video. You gotta go in there, do the thing. And when it's all closed down and you can't fucking get it anymore, it will be dropped to your Omniflix wallet. And it's number 2 out of a series of 10. And you really, really, really want to collect all 10. That's all I can say right now. Was that good enough, Robo? Are you happy?
That was perfect. Did Soy get his last week or what?
Did I get my what? I'm doing the bands. I'm sort of multitasking here. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. If you get your one of 10 NFT drop from the RAC FM collection,
I don't know. I didn't send anybody a wallet address, so probably not.
Nah, it's an interactive thing you have to do on Omniflix. It's a little video.
I did not do that.
Oh, that's a shame.
At least he's honest about it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
guys.
Yeah. I think maybe Robo's gonna hook you up.
I burnt the last copy tonight. Like I burnt the original asset tonight. That's it. They're out there in the wild. I set up tonight. I tweeted. I burned it.
I love it. That's perfect.
But on the spaces, I mean, Bbandz, you asked me to send one to Nitro. Is it Nitro? What's his name?
Her name, Nitego.
Her name, Nitego. Sorry, I thought it was Nitro or something, and my eyes are not very good, dog.
Close.
Not very close, but I didn't have my glasses on. I didn't find my glasses for 2 days this week, Bbandz. Bbandz, I sent that one. Did you
How
ask
did you get around?
Did you ask if she got it? Oh,
I'll ask her now. Hold on.
I had to do the whole thing again. I had to so I did the whole metadata, but I just added it like the collection, so it doesn't know any different. Like the Mint just minted it in concession, like so that all is like one. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not easy. Like what you've got to do with Omniflix is, I figured this out. I told you, didn't I? In the DMs. You have to like just go and upload it as if it's new, and then it recognizes it as being original. Because when you click in the one that you want to do, it all depends if they're in non-minted assets or minted assets. Like it's a right cunt. Like you have to like exactly know what you're doing with Omniflix, or it's going to piss you right off. Anyway, guys, please grab this one. Jessica Soy. If you didn't grab it, just DM me an Omniflix address. If there's anybody in this room listening live now, DM me personally on Roboverse Web3. You know me. DM me Omniflix, and I might be able to retrieve the last copy.
Jessica, I have a question. Do you fool around with Arbitrum?
Yeah, I do.
Did you get a drop?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh man, I love hearing that. It makes me so happy.
Just such a nice drop, too.
Oh, it was. I wish they would do more, but I think that they're done. Oh shit.
I was like, I think Arbitrum's done, but if you want to keep fooling around on layer 2s, I think that ZK Sync is going to be up next.
Oh yeah, I did it.
Awesome.
I got the mint. I a year ago when it first came out, I transferred some monies. I did all that, and then I'm doing the Starknet one right now.
Yeah, that's probably another good one. I don't know as much.
I'll send you the link. There's a whole thread that I have.
Yeah,
with kind of what you can do. I'll send you the link for that one. But they have that one, and I'm super excited about that. They even have it where you can like host earn some of the Starknet. I'm trying to figure out how to do it, but I'm
no idea there.
Yeah, I'll send you the link for both of them, and then I'll show you.
Yeah, I can maybe drop a little alpha here. Is a little birdie with very reputable sources told me that the ZK Sync snapshot is not taken.
Free alpha Bbandz.
Oh yeah, I meant it. Well, for the ZK Sync, right? I'm sorry, he's on the phone. I got to be quiet.
Yeah, for the ZK Sync.
I want to be on Bbandz mailing list for Starknet as well.
Okay.
Do you notice though, we're talking about like free, like worthless, like NFTs, and then these are like, just shut up. Can we get back to the Dejan stuff? Like the women just taking control. Like, shut the fuck up, you pleb fucking soy boys. About this time, Bbandz, about this time we normally bring people up, don't we? We've got some right cool people in the audience. Yes. Can we ask, before we do this, can we ask about AI? Because, like, oh my God, I'm sick of hearing about it. But we might as well hear Jessica's opinion on AI, because, like, we've heard everybody else's fucking opinion. What do you think about AI? Are you happy? Do you like it?
I mean, I think it's kind of creepy, but at the same time, I'm leveraging it to do a lot of my day-to-day job, so I can spend more time doing stuff like this.
So how are you using it? Can you tell me how you? I had an AI space last night, so I was like listening to the different ways using
totally
AI and stuff. So can you tell me?
Yeah, totally. So one of the things that I do a lot at Flipside is that I will curate data models. And I've been using it. I've been training it like with some of our raw base layer tables, just so it learns the data structure. And then once it really understands that, it can actually spit out a model with the columns I want. It can write all of the SQL for me. So I've been doing a little prompt engineering there, really cutting down on like what I have to think about, because we already have structures on, say we're adding a new chain. I'm not sure I'm at liberty to say what yet because it hasn't been announced, but it's another EVM. So we already know like this is what an EVM table looks like. We're not going to change it. That would suck. So we just give it the table structure. We give it the data. It does my job. And it is so sick. And I'm also using it a little bit for front-end dev on a personal project. So I suck at CSS. Like, I know how to write it to a certain extent, but once it comes down to, we need this grid or this flexbox type layout, I want this, like, particular item in here and I want it to behave like blah, 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 it never goes to plan. It's almost like dragging a picture in a Word document for me. So I've been kind of leveraging it to help me out there and like make the front end not look like shit and also kind of debug some of my code. So, I'll give it a snippet of code that's not behaving as expected. I'll ask it, it's like the code is, or I'll tell it the code's doing this, or it's outputting like XYZ. I wanted it to do ABC. Can you find the issue and can you fix it? So super great with that sort of stuff. We're also going to build a tool at Flipside that leverages AI. Because there are different SQL query engines, we use Snowflake. Our direct competitor uses Spark and is transitioning to their own, and we think they suck. So we're going to use AI, teach it their new query language, and tell people it's like, hey, the AI can copy. You can drop your query into this AI, like backed program from our competitor, and it'll output what it should look like on ours. And we're just going to use that as a migration tool.
It's such a powerful tool. Last night, we spent a couple hours listening to how Straight Light uses AI and moles, and just finding out so much about how AI thinks. That it's awesome because Mole was saying that it thinks dimensionally. It doesn't think the way like linearly the way we think. Like it thinks like multidimensionally, and that's so exciting to hear how powerful that tool is. I need to start using it more so I can I don't know. I'm actually trying to figure out how I want to use it. You know what I mean? I don't even know how I'd want to use it for myself. I know for content and stuff, but the way you guys are using it is like way above my smooth brain.
I tried to have it write a Twitter thread, and it was like absolutely a brainless shit tier thread. So I think it does need a little bit of work on natural language output still. I'm not sure that it's going to replace content creation quite yet. Probably could replace Cosmic Validator's content, but not much better.
Oh my God. Oh, you woman's lethal. Did you just call him Streetlight? I'm sure I heard Streetlight there when you were talking about Straylight. Did you call him Streetlight?
No,
That's
never. So it was Straight Light.
At least I called him
Starlight. Do I see a Straight Light in the audience tonight?
Starbright. Starbright was all right, but Streetlight, come on, woman. That's not very nice.
So he said.
I can't believe it. Hey, wait, it gets to that stage of the night though. It's like, shall we bring people up or not? I cannot wait to pump this Ambedo, honestly, this NFT. Oh man, it's so good. If you know Sheldon, if you know what he's doing, where he's at, they're like that. Oh, it's so good. Bbandz, you've seen it, haven't you? Did you go on the Discord and look on it for your eyes? Did you see how good is Ambedo right now? How good is Ambedo right now?
It keeps getting better and better. The art just keeps getting better and better.
Fuck, he's on fire, isn't he?
I just want to inform the audience that if you want to listen to that AI space Bbandz just talked about, go up in the nest. I'm going to listen afterwards, that's for sure.
Some serious gigabrain stuff happening. And I brought my little tinfoil hat and was throwing my little tinfoil hat thoughts in there, and it was fun.
Yeah, what's Phunky? Phunky's giving sorry shit, is he in the chats underneath or what? Is that right, sorry?
I think he's giving the Manchester weather a bit of shit, but it's well deserved.
So are you coming on a plane or what? Are you heading over here or what? You know, Jessica, I live in the sun, darling. Do you know Robo lives in the sun or what?
Lucky you.
Oh, it'll scorch you. It was like 38 degrees yesterday, man. I thought I was going to die at one stage. Ridiculous.
Yes. Come on, it's only 30. That's like 88 Fahrenheit. Sounds so nice.
Look who's up, Phunky. Phunky's in the house.
I'm at the gym. I'm going to come right back. And I'm on my last set. That's why I haven't been up here. I'm at the gym. I'll be right back.
Well, you got to get your set in, man. Finish that. More important.
Here we go. Here's Mia. Mia, have you got a question for either Soy or Jessica?
Well, this is just a general question. Actually, for Bbandz or Soy or anyone, I was just trying to figure out what is the cheapest way to move USDC from somewhere in the cosmos to Polygon. and I was looking at the Axelar, the satellite bridge. Like they were wanting to charge like $10 to move like, $100 a USDC. So I was like, there's got to be an easier way, or just go through Coinbase, but I'd prefer not to do that. So I just want to.
So if you just send it to the wallet, I'm gonna send to you in your DMs. I'll fix it for you.
Okay, you can just like switch it out.
Nah, that was a joke, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like if I have USDC like on Terra or Osmosis, like you've got to go through a bridge somehow to get it to Polygon. So I was just wondering, does anyone like have a preferred bridge, or just you got to go all the way out of the ecosystem? Just any ideas?
Nah, the easiest way, the easiest way, in my opinion, to be able to get on like something like Polygon is just to like send like straight from like somewhere like Gate or something. Like just send straight up on like centralized exchange.
Yeah, straight from the exchange. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just a couple. I was just trying to save a couple steps of having to just move stuff back over to the exchange.
Yeah. Did you try Squid Router?
No, I didn't. I know that there was another one I used like last year. I can't remember what it was, but there was another like some type of converter that I used, and I couldn't remember what it was, but it wasn't that expensive.
Maybe. Yeah, I was gonna say I think Squid's gonna be like $1.50, but it might have been Gravity.
Yeah. Anyways, no big deal. It's just trying to figure out, but yeah, would like to be able to just have some funds, and if I'm going to start doing some stuff on Magic Eden, you got to have some funds over there. Anyways, Jessica, I was really impressed with your knowledge as far as AI and what you're using it for. I think the more and more people use it, the more comfortable they're going to get with it, and that's like kind of like Bbandz. Like I want to play around with it. I know the Chat GPT is not that hard. You just got to download it onto your browser, right? That's the easiest step to play around with the.
Yeah, I mean, Chat GPT, all you have to do is create an account. You don't even have to download anything.
Yeah, and there's the subscription based one, but then there's the starter is just free.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the starter one is the version 3. It's not quite as good as the paid. And I think that you have some rate limit. So I think that you get like 25 questions in a span of 3 hours before it resets.
Yeah, it'll time you out. Like after 25 questions, you have to wait. Don't you have to wait? Like
yeah, you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I might just start playing around with that, because I know a lot of people who are interested in learning code, or like want to just do basic coding stuff. We'll just kind of play around with that just to do some basic stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah. I actually think it's a complete game changer for coding education too, because you can ask it a question, or you can have it teach you a new language, a new library, whatever, and really walk you through it like you're 5. And it's been absolutely amazing for me, like just learning a new package and being able to run with it and get it into something I'm building within a couple hours. Where previously it was like, all right, read the documentation, shoot glass, like,
yeah,
hope it works, fail awfully, go ask Stack Exchange. Like, it really takes that workflow out. So
it's like having
I'm excited to.
It's like having your own online tutor, or someone that can, your own online teacher, I guess.
Yeah, like almost everybody will pop into Discords and be like, yo, I need a coding mentor. Can you help me out? Can you help me out? Well, you've got one. It's called ChatGPT, and it's amazing. It's available on your time. It doesn't talk shit.
Do you pay for the subscription? Have you upgraded or with?
Yeah, I upgraded. So I was previously paying like $10 a month for something called GitHub Copilot, which was basically their AI that will work in any type of code editor, and it'll autocomplete based off of your language and what you're building and past things that you've built. So it'll see similarities. But I'm finding that ChatGPT is actually doing a lot better job. So I just switched over.
Wow, cool. Well, thanks a lot. That kind of, yeah, it's just a matter of getting in there and doing it, finding the time and playing around with it, I guess.
Real quick before I forget, Jessica, I can't send you a message. Your like DM thing doesn't.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Okay.
I will.
I'll send you.
I will give you a follow and then send you a message because I just have it off for people that I'm not following. I think I was getting some creepy DMs for a while, so I was kind of done with that.
Yeah, Jessica, for the plebs. That's when you've got your DMs open, you get all the plebs, right?
Well, I got a couple wiener pics, and I was like, I'm done seeing these silly little boys.
With a like chipolata, with like a chipolata, darling, with a chipolata or jumbo sausage.
It was like a little one.
Chipolata.
Like a little cocktail, a little cocktail wiener.
Cocktail sausage. Do you know something?
And some tiny nuts, right?
Yep. It's like, wow, I want that. I'm sure your 72 followers do too. This is so great.
Oh my God.
It's never anybody with a big account. It's like never anybody who's popular that goes and does that.
Well, Coinlanding.page, he came in earlier. I know, Phunky, you'll have to wait a minute, son. Coinlanding.page, hello, mate.
Yeah, I actually just came up to ask the same thing as Bbandz did, if you could send me like a DM, because I'd like to talk about sharing data, if that's possible. Do you collect only on-chain data or also off-chain data?
So we have stayed with on-chain, but a little more flip side alpha here as well is that we're integrating a new UDF in our platform where any API will be available and you can pull it in yourself. But we are looking to expand a little bit into off-chain data. We're just not sure where we're going first. So I'm just going to go and hit your DMs right now about that.
Okay, that would be really nice.
This guy just had an operation like 2 days ago and he just knows no fucking chill, does he?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, he had an operation yesterday. He's got no fucking chill, this guy. My goodness.
Amazing. Well, I just sent Coinland a DM, so we can start this conversation.
Oh, you might have to get a restraining order in about the next fucking 2 months. Like, I don't know.
You send it to him first, but like, I don't know, girl. You should have sent it to me first because I definitely got chill.
Hey, I've got your DM open now too.
When Bbandz, when she slips in your DMs, darling, when she slips in your DMs. Phunky, go on, Phunky. We're getting funky now, aren't we?
Got him.
Yes, sir. GM, done with the gym. I've really enjoyed this conversation. Let me just start there. Jessica, I am always happy to meet new people. I think this is the first space we've ever been in together, and I learned a ton just listening to you, and I'm super interested in everything that you had to say. So
thank you.
I really wasn't bringing up the sun thing. You had mentioned it in the space the other day. I was really trying to, when you were talking about like Archway and Juno and Neutron and just like that it's not all about competition. One of our co-founders calls it co-opetition. Like, you know that they're your competition, but you want to work together because it's going to help the big picture. It's going to help everybody in the ecosystem when you're working together. So, I mean, I totally get that. There's a creative friction that happens between groups that are working on similar projects, which can be nice if it's harnessed the right way. Also, the conversation about mushrooms. So I'm sorry to go all the way back there, Robo, but I'm actually going to Amsterdam in a couple weeks. And I've never done mushrooms in my life. I've always been super, super curious because I've been a meditator now for almost 14 years. I've always wanted to try it just to kind of more deeply explore my inner states. And I'm a that kind of it has to do with context, and I'd rather be at home and someplace safe because I don't want to have a as amusing as I found Soy's story, I don't want to have that episode around a bunch of people on King's Day.
How old are you? How old are you? How old are you, brother?
I'll be 48 this year. So I mean, I'm
okay. Listen,
that worried about it, and
Have you been to Amsterdam before? I'm going to be very honest with you. Listen, have you been to Amsterdam before? No. Yes or no? Right, okay.
No.
If you haven't been, like, I've been to Amsterdam 11 times. I've tripped off my head area. I know what to expect around the dark corners, right? Like, if you haven't, like, been there before, experience it, and then you expect to get mushrooms there the first time, that's not a great idea. If you really
I don't think it is either.
If you really want to experience a real, like mushroom trip, you need to go to somewhere like Gili Trawangan. like on a tropical island where like that's where like everybody on the island is just on shrooms, and like once you take them, you're just like at home and everything's fine. You can turn into an orangutan, so you know as the crack. Like, dude, you didn't want to be taking them in Amsterdam. Put it up. That's not the place to do it. Like for the first time.
No. I mean, there are plenty of people having that.
I was worried.
There's plenty of people having that episode in Amsterdam, though. You can just see it in the red light district. It's amazing.
Yeah, but there's like also dark, very dark corners with like, you know, dark people lurking in the middle of Amsterdam. Like it's just like it can freak you out if you're not used to it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean,
I was going to say, like, last time I was in Amsterdam, there was like I don't know, like a 20-stone woman, like suggestively eating a pot noodle, like in I don't know, in wearing lingerie. And I don't, you definitely don't want to see that on mushrooms. That would send you into a way worse than what I went on.
Fucking pot noodle.
Pot noodle, man. A pot noodle. Like the Americans will call it ramen, like out of a plastic pot. And that was like that I think that was her thing.
Was it
just slurping it?
Was it the chicken and mushroom or the? Well, it wasn't the Bombay Bad Boy. It
was a full-on Golden Wonder chicken and mushroom with a green pot, and she was just sat there as though like this was sort of like going to bring in the business.
Wait, she was a prostitute. Lovely.
Imagine if it was a Bombay Bad Boy. Imagine that, man. There'd be a blowout at some time during the night. Because the pot noodle, if anyone knows, the pot noodle company or the Golden Wonder, whoever it was, brought them out. It was called the Bombay Bad Boy. I'll tell you what, you couldn't sit down for fucking 3 days. So can you remember them back in the day?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what I'm going to detail about it.
I'm showing me age. You know, if you Google, Bruce will be on the go. Bruce is the fact checker, man. It was called the Bombay Bad Boy. My goodness me. The first time I had one, I was crying. Honestly, I wanted to be back in my mother's womb. I've never felt so violated, dude, in all my life. I shit up the wall for 3 days, bro. The strong, man. Guess I've just killed the room, have I?
No, you said that, and when you said hit the wall, I kind of like had a visual of you just standing there, like and then like it's just.
Well, actually, that was an exaggeration. That was an exaggeration.
The Bombay Bad Boy is described as being incredibly hot curry. Incredibly hot curry.
Hey, right, up the wall might have been an exaggeration. I might have farted, and a bit of shit might have went up my pillow. All right.
Why are you sitting on your pillow? You know what? I don't even want to know why you're sitting on your pillow. Okay.
No, that's how far it travelled, man. That's how far it travelled, Bbandz. When it pops, that's how.
So my two
Jessica, you all right? I hope Jessica's fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
Poor guest.
No Bombay Bad Boys and no mushrooms in Amsterdam.
No mushrooms. Take
I didn't think I was
my advice. Yeah, my advice, I don't know where you're at, but like we've got so many retreats just for that down near Cancun or in other places in Mexico. Like go there.
I'm actually, and this is to Soy's detriment. I mean, or he's probably gonna. I'm in Tampa, Florida, so I'm the exact opposite situation of him in terms of sun and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'll just stick to doing it in my house with a microdose, something small. Just go sit and meditate.
Sounds very smart.
Bro, you really need to get to like Gili Trawangan. Like you need to look at these Phunky when you've got time, not now obviously, but like when you get home, just look at like the Gili Islands, Gili, right? They're fucking magical. There's like 3 of them, and 2 of them are like married couples and people who want to chill, and the 3rd one, Gili Trawangan, is like, bro, it's like I don't even know how to describe it. Like you'll go around the bars and there's like signs outside saying we have bloody good mushrooms. Like it's literally the entire island around mushrooms. Oh, someone's got a hot mic, I think.
Yeah, Phunky. Yeah.
1 second there, Phunky. If you guys go and like even look on like Google Maps at like the Gili Islands, it's off. They're off Lombok, so like kind of like northeast of Bali, and kind of like central, like north of Lombok in Indonesia. and they're like just these like three little dots. And when you zoom in, like the tropical, like you'll start to see the reef like build out. Man, you're off your fucking nut on like mushrooms, and you're just fucking swimming around in the sea with like gigantic like sea turtles, like massive like eels and sea snakes. Like it's like a paradise on earth, but they're all on mushrooms. It's probably like the greatest like mushroom environment playground like there is. Like you can literally just keep up and your doors like until like I didn't stop like tripping for like 5 days pretty much like the last time.
Yeah,
You're gonna make me add a place to my travel list.
Sorry, that story when you were tripping and going bad. It's a crazy one, man. It's crazy, and never really tripped so hard as
you guys hear me?
As you described.
We hear you.
Somebody laughing. Oh, okay. I think it's because I was in my house for a brief moment, and then I went on Wi-Fi now. I do have to bounce because I have a meeting coming up, but I wanted to just say thank you again, especially Jessica. I learned a lot just listening to you. So as an educator,
Yeah, thank you.
always happy to just put my ignorance on display and say to somebody else, teach me. So I feel like I got a lot out of the conversation, even though I couldn't contribute much.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be a buzzkill too and hop at the hour the corporation calls, as in
Yes, it
the
does.
project manager. I already pushed a meeting back with like a manager type person that really shouldn't be a manager, but now I can't get out of it.
That's what it's like to work for the corporation, 31 hours a day.
Yep, exactly. That's why this person's a manager. He worked 80 hours a week for like, I guess, funsies. While the rest of us are like, nah, 40, that's what you pay us for. That's what you get.
Well, you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you're celebrating Easter, happy Easter and happy Friday. And I'm sure I'll catch you guys on another space soon. Be well, my friends. Much love.
Much love.
Thank you for jumping up, Phunky.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
What's he talking about? Easter? It's fucking not Easter, is it?
It is.
No.
Yeah, mate, you've put me in on a bank holiday, man. Like, this is a bank holiday for me, but here I am putting the hours in for RAC FM.
Whoa. Are you kidding me? Are you actually joking or not?
I had to double check it last night. It's early this year. It actually is Easter weekend.
Yeah, today's Good Friday.
Wow. Fucking hell. I didn't even know that. Like, my God, are you all eating Easter eggs and shit like that? What are you doing? Like, are you all...
No, that's Sunday, right? You can't eat them today.
Oh, I know, but you can have a cheeky one, though, not with the kids or something, no?
You like buy an extra, don't you? And so you got like you tap the supply early on.
Oh, that's Uncle Elroy for you.
Hey man, when Uncle Robo was home,
they'll never know if it was
when
only
Uncle
4
Robo was home, the kids are getting fucking Easter eggs 2 weeks in advance, man. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. They hate me at Christmas, man. I just get like start banging the kids like 50 bills, like the fucking parents are getting mad. Oh, when I was grafting, when I was like a kid and I was proper making like money on the side, I used to look after all like the little nieces and nephews, man. Fucking right, I did. Yeah, is that in the nest, Bruce? Is that in the nest? That's Gilly Troangan. This is like the kind of like signs that have outside the bars, no? Is it in the nest or not? I can't even say now.
I don't see it.
Really?
I see, no. I see only my last Phunky's tweet.
All right, okay. There, I've just tried again. These are like the signs outside the bars that they've got like, every single bar's got like these signs outside. Like, it's kind of mad, you know, guys. This place I'm talking about, though, about the mushrooms. There's no police. It's like a village law. And there's some right like mad shit. About 2 years or something before I was there, they were telling me about this story about these prostitutes that basically like these two foreigners, they kind of like drugged them and robbed them. And then like the foreigners went to the village elders and they found them. Man, you should say that the story's like online. You can go and check this shit out. It's like real proper shit. But like they chased them through the village, like lashing them all over and chased them like onto the pier. And then off into like the water, and then they had to tread like water until like the cops came from the mainland. It's like there's no cops there, like it's proper like village like law. It's like you just kind of imagine like the main dude walks around with a spear, but they're all on mushrooms, but they're all like listening to like Bob Marley, and there's like all night cinemas on with Pulp Fiction and the Simpsons. You can go to like a place where you can just watch the Simpsons for 24 hours a day. Jessica's like looking in the calendar next year.
I'm looking at hotels.
I tell you what, it's gone a bit up market now with like the Indonesians, like the middle class rising up. When I went in 2007, compared to going back in 2016, the difference was fucking unrecognizable. There was like CID and stuff like that were over there just making sure like the mainlanders, like there was no gangs going over and blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's like during the daytime is the weird thing is like loads of people go over during the day, just like go around a bit and then blah, blah, and then leave on the last boats. That's like when the night time kicks off. But anyway, Bbandz, Brucey, it's been a right show tonight. I thought there would be good crack. Like I knew these two were going to be good foils. Soy, what about Jessica? You were like, I don't know who she is, but have you enjoyed our company or what, Soy?
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Jessica.
Nice meeting you.
Just give me a quick follow. It's nice to learn about what you do, and hopefully see more of you around the space.
Yeah, for sure. Proper space today, guys.
Oh,
Jessica just been farming all our data today, man.
Jessica, when he gets his neutron bags, man, he'll be at every fucking conference, so no doubt you'll bump into each other in the future, you know.
Yeah, we'll bump into each other IRL. Hopefully see you in Paris, man.
So you're going to Nebula?
Yes, I'm going to Nebula.
And it's like the OsmoCon or something around the same time, right?
Yep, and there's also like a modular summit. So OsmoCon is July 21st. The modular summit's the 21st, 22nd, and then I think Nebula is the 23rd through 25th.
Is the modular summit Celestia? Because didn't they do the modular summit in Amsterdam last year, right?
Yeah, they did that last year, yeah.
Are they the main sponsors this year as well, are they? Is it them?
I think so. Don't quote me on that. I just saw a Twitter account like appear out of the blue the other day.
Oh, okay. I'll have to have a look at that. Sorry.
I wasn't saying anything, mate. I'm probably not going to end up going to a lot of conferences. Basically, like, I will be going to Thailand pretty soon, and then, as you know, it's sort of difficult coming and going. So I think I'm luckily going to get out of all the conferences this summer, and then maybe just head to Cosmoverse in September.
You've been coming to Thailand for 4 months. He's been coming to Thailand for 4 months. I doubt he's coming. I don't know what's going on. But
they keep changing the rules all the time. But let's let Jessica go. She doesn't need to hear about my
I was like, I gotta unfortunately hop. But thanks for having me on, guys. See ya.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Jessica.
Yep, pleasure meeting you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
Jessica.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to go too because my daughter's home today, and I need to tire her out.
No worries, darling. You've had a busy week, Bbandz. Busy week, right? And you got your polygons kicking off today.
Today's the migration.
Yep. Good luck, darling. Good luck.
We'll be migrating over to Polygon. I might wait a day before I do it.
See what happens. Yeah. Avoid the traffic, right?
Yeah, I wait because like usually I'm the first one to try it out, and then I'm fast enough where before the problem happens or anything, you know what I mean? But it looks like everything's running really well, so I just rather wait.
No worries. Take care, though, darling. Look after the little one, yeah? Thank you for the night.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
See you, Bbandz.
See you next time.
Yeah, can I make a confession, guys? And we're still recording now. This is perfectly normal to say this. Like, listen, whenever I've seen like Jessica commenting sometimes on people, and it's like, oh, you better cook, fucking pleb, like all this shit, right? Like, I don't know, I was expecting her like sounding like she was like probably like much younger. But like, wow, how experienced and like, I don't know, regal and blah 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 does this woman sound like? I was like, whoa, okay, I expected like some young kid, you know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah. I get your drift. I didn't have any like presumptions about Jessica though.
Well, there weren't presumptions. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, people might read my tweets and think, oh, like he's a young guy, like the language he uses, but I'm not like, you know. But like she just sounded, I don't know, like she'd been like proper, like so experienced in this game, right?
She definitely knew what the fuck she was talking about, man. And
yeah, man. Like, to be fair, you basically put me on a panel with like a gigabrain and made me look like a pleb. That was like the plan all along, right?
Sorry, bro. I
Not
can
at
make it
all.
look like a pip,
Not
and I've done it
all.
loads of times.
Not at all. Listen, I've got to say it. Like, these are fanboy shows. I mean, I've wanted you on for like the last couple of weeks, but I just knew you were busy. But we will continue to make shows that we feel like if we were an audience member that we would want to listen to. And therefore, there needs to be an element of fun, an element of joking, but there does need to be some substance and some content, obviously, because you're not going to get 2 hours out of blah, like, you know. But like also, like we were DMing earlier, so when you were talking, and we were like, fuck, how good of a foil are these two for like tonight? I think you had a conversation for about like 15 minutes tonight where no one interrupted, just you two. And such a good foil and such an interesting dude. This is what I mean. I'm listening as I'm hosting, but I'm like in the zone as an audience member. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And like, to be honest with you, like, obviously you sort of suggested that I come up on and do the panel like on my own last week and stuff, which is great. But like, I would prefer to sort of do it as like a team job and like have someone else to bounce off and stuff like that. I'm not really interested in sort of getting up and you know, telling everyone about soy. So yeah, like, you still managed to get the old mushroom story out of me, but yeah, I'm sort of much more comfortable doing it this way.
You know, I'm always down to talk about Coinlanding.page. So if you
yeah, we know that. We told you 400 followers minimum. Coinlanding.page.
This guy, my goodness, I love him. I love the fucking grind. You know what? This is the crack about Monday. Like Liquid Steak and Summit. Why do you want to put it like Liquid Steak and Derivative Summit? Why do you want to do it? Because I don't really understand it. And I want to ask the right people, like the right questions that I might want to know. Like I'm sure Bruce might feel the same, or Bbandz feels the same. It's like we're not 100% complete on like everything, and we want to kind of figure things out. And let's get the right people in the right rooms to be able to do this, right? That's the entire point. It's why we did the randomness one, is like, because we knew a bit, but we didn't really fucking know like a massive amount. We came out the back of it knowing exactly like what quantum fucking randomness like is, like, and how this vacuum of, oh my goodness, you've got no idea. Like what we learned that day is insane, Bruce, right? And we're going to continue to do what we want to do.
Absolutely. And like talking about that space, when people ask me about me doing all this Twitter podcast, people like my friends, right? And I always fucking link them the randomness space every time.
That's a good one. It's like the one with Fredo. It's a fanboy moment. Simple fact of life. Like, we have these people on because we think they're going to be fucking hilarious. The people we've followed for a long time. The people we respect for their level of intelligence or their skill set. Same as we got Don and Sen on the other week. Same as we got Tammy on, blah, 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 right? You know, when we had her on, we switched to like the focus on like where the investigation, blah, 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 where our talents are. Tonight we did what we got to do, but dude, we're gonna wrap it up, right? We've lost a few people now, right? The show's over now. The NFT needs to be deleted until tomorrow, Bruce, right? You've got a show coming up tomorrow, Bruce.
I got a short one with Chris.
Yeah. That should be decent. If nobody knows what he's doing over there, the guys, go and pay attention. Other than that, we've got the space on Monday, the LSD summit. Let's see who's coming, who's not. There's like 8 said, yeah, kind of, and then we'll see who's got the balls. But Soy, from RAC FM to you tonight, matey, we really do appreciate like you coming on tonight, dude. This is like really for us, a proper coup tonight, a coup, you know.
Mate, you don't need to say stuff like that. Just happy to come on and have a chat, always.
Well, mate, hopefully I'll see you in Thailand for drinks soon, yeah?
Yeah, pretty soon, man. It's like the visa thing's a pain in the ass. They just changed from like 45 to 30 days, and now it's not worth coming visa on arrival. So now I need to like get a visa for 60 days, and then you've got to have like all your shit booked in advance, and mate, it's just a pain in the ass. And then like it's Easter, so the embassy's closed. So I'm now looking at probably like either next week or the week after, but like at the latest after next week.
So at the end of the year, if I find a job, I was thinking of maybe moving to Thailand as well. Like do a little year of saving.
That'd be a smart move.
Yeah. Would you be okay if I ask you a couple questions by then?
Yeah, man. Anytime. Robo's here for you as well.
But yeah, by the way, I don't know about that. You know, I've just checked, and I think Chris doesn't even have 400 followers.
Who's Chris?
Chris Five Farm, right? That's the one who's going to be.
Wait a minute. Soy went. Oh, Robo's here for you as well, and you went. Oh, I don't know about that. Like, what did you say?
So it's not really about the 400 followers. It's more about your lack of time for Robo.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you guys saying I need at least 400 followers to be on the show.
Wait, it's a joke. It's a joke. I looked at your profile. I could have just said 317.
Yeah,
whatever's below the cutoff.
Just double checked, and I'm getting rugged here. Yeah.
You're not getting rugged, son, man. We got you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Everybody's time will come.
Joking around.
Yeah, so it's not what it used to be here. You're right. The interesting thing is, though, listen, it can be like this now. In 2 weeks, dude, it could change. And they could, like, give you the 45 days again or whatever. But, like, I'd probably be flying into, like, Malaysia. And then probably, like, just jump into, like, it'd be cheaper for me, probably. And then just like jump into like a Laos, Cambodia, and then get the like visa, like the 2 months.
All right, here's a question for you. So like, basically, like I just want minimum bullshit, right? So like, that's why I'm thinking that might as well just get the 60 days before I go, because it's easier than having to sort of do like a border bounce, like, or a visa run, like, I don't know, after like 2 months, right? I'd rather just do that after 3 months.
Wait, can you confirm with the 60-day, when you're here in the country, you can go to Changwatana immigration and you can get a 30-day extension on your 60 days. So even though you mentioned 60, it's really 90 days.
Exactly that. So it's basically, it's 90 if you get the visa, or it's 60 if you don't get the visa, right? But it used to be 75. So I was okay with 75, but the extra 30 days makes it worth getting the visa before you come, right? So like, assuming I actually get the visa and I do the 90 days, like, what do you do about, like, do you go to Laos, right, to get your visa and come back again? Just do it on your own?
It depends which one you're getting. Wait a minute, I meant to say before I forget though, if you do need to use my address as your registered address in Thailand, that's fine.
Oh yeah?
I'll give you the registered phone number and address, and you can like because you often need somewhere, right?
Yeah. Well, I do actually have that, but mate, I really appreciate the offer. But yeah, like, part of the reason why I'm like considering just coming on 30 days is that, like, a girl that I know, she wants to basically like put me up in where is it, near Phuket? What's the place in Phuket? The like where the famous beaches are, where like Rayleigh Beach is. What's that place called?
PP. Call PP.
No, Rayleigh Beach is
Rayleigh. Aotong and Rayleigh is a different area. PP is further out. You mentioned the beach. That's PP. PP Lee and PP Don.
Yeah, but it's like mainland, near Phuket. What's a really famous place? It's really bugging me that I can't think of it. Anyway, she wants to take me to this place. So, like, potentially, if I can get out there before the 19th, then I can do like a couple of days in Bangkok, and then we fly to wherever the hell this place is that I can't remember the name of. So I might do it that way, but I can use her address.
I know exactly what you mean, dude. I'm going to get the name in the minute. You're on about like where Leonardo and them stayed, like when they were filming the beach. Oh, it's killing me. You mean with the limestone mountains and that? Fucking hell, how can I not remember that province?
I don't know. It's absolutely killing me. I can't remember it. Like,
dude, I've been about 4 or 5 times. Like, it's killing me. It's really. I know what you mean. Where really Beach is just off Aotong, it's called, right? The main beach,
like that, yeah. Ao Nang or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one. That's beautiful, dude. Oh my god, it's insane.
Well, I've never been there. Like, I always wanted to go, but like during COVID, like I was like basically like island bound on Samui, so I could never go. It's fucking annoying me, the name. What's the name of this place?
All I'm going to say to you is, like, understand that 30 days here goes by very fucking quickly.
I know.
You know what I mean? Very quick. Like, if you're in a position before you leave the UK to be in possession of the 60-day, bang. But also, so remember this. You don't know which immigration officer you're going to get. Remember the law. You must have at least 20,000 baht in cash, and that's not much, right? But you can have equivalent in dollar or euro, blah, blah. But you must be aware that you must have physical cash.
Yeah, that's only if you're doing visa on arrival, right? That's not visa in advance.
Not even on your visa in advance. To ask you now, dude. They've been doing it for ages. Yeah, I have 20k baht, which is like what, $750, $800 or whatever, or 700 bucks, whatever it is. Whatever it's in euros, pounds, dollars, whatever. I have the cash because the reports, you know, the ATM machines are only on the other side of immigration.
Yeah.
The amount of reports about people getting sent back and like they had the card and couldn't get the money out the other side is ridiculous. Unbelievable. Thailand made a point about this a long time ago. I would never ever fly into like in your position. I'd never fly in here with like less than like 20 grand baht because it's nothing and it's peace of mind.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So anyway, all that needs sorting out, and I will get that sorted out. And yeah, mate, I'll be sharing a beer with you very soon, I think.
You'll get 180 days, right? Before you have to fuck off, right?
Well, yeah, it depends. Like, I mean, it's like I say, it's complicated because I think I have to go to Cosmoverse, and then like we're having like a neutron retreat somewhere for a couple of weeks. So like I have to sort of leave Thailand for like a month, and then my plan is to basically sort out like a long-term visa whilst I'm there this time, and then I can sort of like.
No, well, that works out for you. That works out for you. You see, what you don't realise is, and this is where Robo, the fucking chief fucking immigration officer of the world, comes into play, right? Because he's done more of this shit than most people. Right, okay. You come over here now. Cosmoverse is in September.
Yeah.
You'll come up when you eventually get here. I mean, we're into April now. It's going to be at least another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if you're over by then, right? You're going to be into May.
Yeah.
You're going to get 60 days, then you're going to be able to go and get another 30. If you get the 30 on the extension, which still means that you can pop in and out the border and get another 30 to tie you over to September when you go to Cosmoverse. When you go to Cosmoverse, you land in Istanbul, you go up the embassy or the consulate, you apply for your new one because you can, right? You stay out of the country a little while. You get the new one, you pick it up, you come back on the 60-day, and then you've got your next like 180 days. And then at the end of it, you can still bounce and do another 30 days and come back in. So
where are you getting that next 180 days from?
Think about it, right? Okay, so you can do the 260 days within a year. You can get 180 days. Because the 60 days has a 30-day extension as standard on top of it. So it's not really a 60, it's a 90. And you can have two in the same year. So you can have them back.
So basically, right, if I come on a 30-day, extend it 30 days, let's say I do that in the middle of April.
No, you come on a 60. No, you come on a 60, then you extend it in-country. Because you've got to remember what you can do in-country versus out-country are very, very different. You can come on a 60, you can go to immigration at Changwatana or wherever you're going to be, somewhere in Phuket, wherever, and you just get the stamp. It's another 30 days extension. So you can get 90 days on the original 60. You can
That 90 days isn't enough, though, is it? So if we're doing like April to May 1 month, to June 2 months, to July 3 months, and I've still got August and September, so I need 2 more months. So
no, but you just bounce and do it again. Wait a minute, you're talking about coming in May, right?
No, I'm talking about coming like next week.
Oh, yeah, all right, okay. Well, I mean, still halfway through April. You're still a fair way in, so you're still going to get like up until like July. Then you could bounce and get another 30 days, which is going to take you into August. And then you would have to fuck off to Istanbul or Turkey early, or just fuck off to like Laos, Cambodia. If you've got the money to like hang around, you're going to have to clear like a few weeks between leaving Thailand and go to Istanbul to keep the like dates in order. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just annoyingly complicated, isn't it? It's like, it's been a blocker on me booking my flights. It's like sometimes like I have like a long day at work and then I'm like, I just can't even bother to think about it. And next minute, it's like the week later, and I'm still not booked anything.
But the thing is, that visas are far more important than flights. flights are to a penny. Like I've learned this over the years, and about especially like in Thailand now, legally 11 years.
Yeah.
Once you secure the visas and stuff, everything else can like fall into place, dude. Like really easy. Whether you get flight cancellations or whatever, like you just must get a fucking visa. And actually, I've heard they're knocking them out quite quickly in England. I've heard in England.
Yeah, well, I think to be honest with you, like having this chat with you, it's just no point as they're coming on the 30 days. Might as well just take the 60-day option and just get that done.
You can get it in Hull, right? Because in Manchester,
no,
right?
They've closed down all the visa centres. Like it used to be great. This is the other hassle. Like I used to be able to go to Liverpool. There was a consulate in Liverpool. I'd drive there, take me 40 minutes. I'd go. I knew the woman because I see her all the time. I'd go in.
Not Thai. No. There was only in London.
She was English. No, it was Thai consulate in Liverpool. It was like inside like a jewelry shop, and so like basically you go in there and they would just like no questions asked, they just give you the flaming visa. But now like Hull's closed, Liverpool's closed. You have to do the e-visa down at London. It's like the sticker visa or whatever. But in order to get that visa, you have to have your flights booked, you have to have your accommodation booked. And so that you need to have that all booked and then sort of get your visa in advance. It's a real pain in the ass.
Okay, well, I wouldn't do that. I'll tell you what I would do. I would fly and fuck that shit.
Listen, I've been going around in circles with this for like 3 weeks.
Right, hear me out. I wouldn't even go through what you're talking about. The minute you get a cheap flight or a cancellation or whatever, come out on visa and arrival. Just come and chill, whatever you need to do for your first like bit of time. It doesn't even matter like if you cut the 30 days short, just hook up and then go to fucking Laos or Cambodia, get the 60 days and then come back. Like there's no fucking point in putting yourself through that in the UK, dude. And you might as well just get here and then worry about it when you get here.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. So now, long story sideways, I'm going to arrive, visa on arrival, 30 days, extend for 30 days, fuck off, quote unquote, to Hanoi or whatever, right? And then come back and then do another 3 months.
Well, you can do, but you're probably better off just going getting the 60-day from the visa, from the embassy in Vientiane in Laos or in Cambodia. I mean, I wouldn't go to Cambodia, but I'd definitely go to Laos. Mukdahan, what's it called? Sawanakhet on the other side of Mukdahan, on the other side of the river from Thailand. Dude, like literally come here, get your 30 days, like you say, extended, but then go and get a 60-day, and then you've got a 30-day extension on top of that. That's going to carry over well into like late August, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. In which case then, mate, there's a flight on Sunday, which is nice and cheap, which I might book. So, yeah.
Do it for the culture. Do it for the culture. Imagine the smell on his face as if like he comes over. Bro, tell me what time you arrive. I'm off work now for like 3 weeks, like, dude, because of the Songkran, right?
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Dude, I broke up on Tuesday to me, man. Well, I'm writing a course at the minute, but I didn't start work until like the week after Songkran. Like what, the 20 something? The Tuesday, like the 21st, 22nd?
It's the 13th Songkran, isn't it?
Bro, you realise, it's just the 13th, 14th, 15th, but then it's like the week after, everybody's taking the Monday off. No one's going back to work, man. You realise you're going to come here at the worst time possible. Would you just leave Bangkok? Would you leave Bangkok?
I want to do like a week in Bangkok, and then it's really annoying me that I can't remember. Is it Koh Lipe or something? I can't remember the name of the place. But then, like on the 19th, I'm going to go there for a week. I get like a nice like.
Yeah. Lipe is off Phuket. Lipe is beautiful, right?
Koh Lipe, yeah.
Beautiful. Have you been before, not?
I've not. I've never been. I really want to go.
Oh, bro, oh my goodness! It's one of the most stunning places there is out there. But mate, right, so you'll be here for a week. That's interesting, Tidbits here.
Is he? I did not know that. I thought he was in Hanoi or something.
Well, he was, but then they got the grant money, and Uncle Jacob sent him off on like a 6 weeks holiday or something. I think he's already been out here nearly a month or something,
Oh, he's still on holiday, is he? Yeah.
Oh, he's. I tell you what, he's not like Bendy. Bendy does the real work. This guy's out there spending the grant money like hand over fucking fist, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, but Bendy's dishing it out and a little bit spending it. It's a nice little operation they got going.
That's what's happening there, isn't it? These fucking Brits. You cannot trust the Brits, can you? I've learned this, so you're the only one I can trust.
Exactly. Anyway, mate, I'm going to drop. It's been a couple hours, so cheers for the visa advice and the hospitality today. Bruce, pleasure as always, mate. Coinlanding.page, not so much, but
hopefully we might be having lunch by Monday, so you never know, mate. I mean, hey, I'm here.
Stranger things have happened, mate. I tell you what, when I get there, we're going to my favourite restaurant, On Tong in Ari, and you can sample the cow soy, and you'll realise you've been missing out.
But I'm really glad that you're going to set yourself up for a massive fail when I take you to my place, and you're just like, oh shit, okay, this is how it really works in Thailand, is it? You think you're going to mug me off in my town, boy, or fucking I've lived here 11 years, and he's like, oh, wait, I'll show you. Dude, you be showing me fuck all, man.
Guys, fucking Brits, stop colonizing the world, guys. It ended really bad last time. All the places to shit.
Take care, Soy. I love you to bits, son, right? Whatever you do, son, I wish you all the best in your life, though, mate. You're a classic kid. I love you to bits, right? Watch what you're doing, yeah?
Cheers, guys. Catch you later.
See you, Soy. Always a pleasure.
Wow, Bruce, we went on a bit tonight. Are we going to get wrong off Finn, nah? He's been all right with the 2 hours, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, but like it's a good timing when he slept in today, so do long spaces when he slept in. I think that's fair, right?
Correct, mate. Correct. Anyway, mate, I'm going to go and take the dogs for a walk, like the Jew. I fed them a bit earlier when I was on when Soy and your woman was having a heart-to-heart. I was like, right, okay, get the dogs fed so I can walk them when they're finished. Mate, you're welcome to finish up and spin up an after one, but I'm done for the weekend. You got Chris tomorrow, right? And we've got the one on Monday.
Yep, that's true.
I'm taking a weekend off, dude. I've got lots of things to do. I've got lots of prep. You know how much work I've got, right? Nice.
Sorry. There we go. Sounds reasonable, bro. Yeah, I'm not going to spin up one after this one.
All right, mate. I'm saying you know how much work I've got to do, though, right? And hopefully the Stargaze thing will come through in the next, 24, 48 hours, so that'll be ready to go as well.
And then we'll see. Talking about Stargaze, like the prop passed yesterday, right? With the raccoon and the special edition Minder. Custom Minder.
Well, it was always going to pass. I mean, it wasn't even in doubt, right?
Of course, but now it's on the chain, man. It's perfect. I'm happy about it. More revenue for us.
That was a given. Considering Stargaze approached them in the first place, you know. But Bruce, I mean, anybody that's been shitting on the raccoon there for what's been happening, with going elsewhere and building stuff and doing this, they've just got such blinkers on, short-term vision. Yeah. Sorry, dude, I'm leaving my house.
No worries.
Just got short-term vision. No, it's really when people question they didn't ask anyone else if they should build a marketplace. How can they just decide to do this? And it's bro, as if you know what it takes to keep the lights on, as if you know what's going on. Shut up, man, you pleb. And now look what we're seeing. Stargaze approaching them, right?
Exactly, and it's funny because the devs and themselves were hesitant to build the marketplace and ask for the grant money because they didn't want to leave Raccoon. They thought they had to be extremely loyal. But they're just creating more opportunities for the Raccoon community, man. I think it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful and harmonious.
It is, Bruce,
That's
and that's why we're going to wind down this session on that note. Guys, listen, the link for the NFT is in the nest. It's going to be deleted very, very soon. It's only going to be in Bruce's space tomorrow. And then from now on, we're not fucking around. If you don't grab these NFTs when they're available, you ain't going to get one. We've helped people out. People who know, who missed it, they were like, oh shit. And we're like, all right, it's the first one. We'll help you. But from now on, find them, get them, save them, put them in your collection, get ready. Because if you've missed it, kids, there's me crying up with spilt milk. Anyway, though, I love you. Oh, look who's come here, Finn. He's only come in to tell us to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of space, hasn't he? Oh my goodness, here we go. Right, Bruce, thank you for co-hosting. Lovely to hear Bbandz co-hosting again tonight like a legend. And especially Soy and Jessica. We love you as loads, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
It's the RAC show coming from the RAC store. With this back in the Mac in the back flow. Let's go, chillin' with raccoons by the back door. Take calls so you can stake more. All I wanna do is making dough, right? But I found this crew and doing alright. We RAC will bitch, ready to fight. So many raccoons raccoons ready for the boss life. I might fly high like a kite, right? But always ready for a shite for the right price. Raccoon supply has the right price, giving you respect if it's likewise. So I'm buying all the mean guys with the clean heart. Read between lines, laser beam through lean eyes. Larry or with clean lights, fresh mouth, mean smile, be wise. NFT wise, fuck with these guys. It's the rack rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rack rap from the stash app. Rack will take a lead in this haystack. It's the rack rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rack back from the stash app. Rack will take a lead in this haystack. Blast that rack rap from the stash app. Supplying the raccoons with a headbang rap. Rack gang with the rack will slang like a trash can. Hoodie with fangs and a gold chain. It's either rack will or the red pill. Best chill while we get into the first meal. Best feel, best devs with the best skill. No shill, all real, secret is a great deal. Rack will insane, Shane better stand fast. Robo shooting his tweets with straight facts. Knowledge from the street, with the best plan yet. Winston gotta eat if you retweet that. Free of a live feed from the base camp. McKenna always ready if you dare that. Buying all raccoons for his rare stash. Trash panda biker gang, motherfucking hashtag. It's the rack rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rack rap from the stash app. Rack will take a lead in this haystack. It's the rack rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rack back from the stash app. Rack will take a lead in this haystack.
TerraSpaces.